Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto unlocks chakra chains and wave harem. Before I start, please support for more amazing content, and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by PepticCaesar and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Naruto the Crimson Chain Wielder. The ninja world is a far-reaching mysterious place filled with people who have the ability to use an inner energy they call chakra. The people who wield this incredible energy are known as ninja, or shinobi. The world was filled with many clans, some of which had some incredible bloodline abilities that made these clans so famous. The Hokage had the ability to make their own bones into weapons, the Uchiha had eyes that could read movements and copy jutsus, the Uzumaki had chakra chains and longevity. The most famous of all, however, was the Senju clan with Hashirama as its head as the only known wielder of the would-release bloodline limit. Clan wars were common in these legendary ninjas' time, and there was many deaths. That is until Hashirama and Madara Uchiha came together, and formed a cease-fire agreement, and formed the first ever ninja village, Konohagakure. They settled down together and soon, other clans joined this village, making other clans do the same in other villages. Fire country, water country, wind country, rock country, and lightning country were all formed in the Hokage, Mizukage, Kazekage, Tsuchikage, and the Reikage, each being the leader of their villages, were chosen for their villages. The villages of leaf, mist, sand, rock, and cloud respectively, were formed. This is also the time when 9 very powerful demons, all captured by Hashirama Senju himself, were spread to the other villages to help to create peace among the world of shinobi. The people who contained these massive entities of raw demonic chakra, or yuki, were called Jinchuriki. The power of human sacrifice. They were seen as weapons for the most part, and were hated for what they contained. Many were very fearful of them as they could not be controlled or beaten except by a few clans. The Uzumaki, Uchiha, and Hashirama Senju were the only ones known to be able to subdue them. Fast forward about 150 years, the Leaf Village's 4th Hokage, Minato Namikaze, and his wife Kushina Uzumaki were expecting their first son. A son they would call Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. But Kushina was the Jinchuriki of the 9-tailed fox, Kyubi no Kitsune, and her seal was getting weaker and weaker due to childbirth. "You're doing really good, Kushi-chan," spoke an average-sized man at about 5 feet 10 inches tall with blonde spiky hair and cerulean blue eyes. "Shut up, you bastard," yelled a beautiful crimson-haired woman with purple eyes. "You did this to me, you are never going to touch me again. Do you understand me?" Right now she is in the process of giving birth to their son, and needless to say, she was in pain. Soon after, crying was heard and Naruto was born. Both parents couldn't be more happy. But just then the Anbu in the room fell down dead and the wife of the Sandaime Hokage was also killed. "Step away from the Jinchuriki, Yondaime," spoke a man in a black cloak with an orange mask, spoke with holding baby Naruto. "Move towards her and your son will die at the ripe age of 1 minute old." Yondaime grit his teeth while Kushina teared up at what was happening. The Yondaime then moved away from her while the man then threw Naruto into the air, making Minato catch him while throwing off his blanket due to it having been covered in exploding tags. When he looked back, Kushina and the man were gone. This event had been witnessed by the entire village, as the Kyubi was released in the middle of the village, causing panic and killing many people. In the end, the demon was sealed within Naruto, and both the Yondaime, Minato Namikaze, and his wife Kushina Uzumaki were both killed. Naruto was only given the last name Uzumaki to save him from the possible assassins from IWA, as Minato had killed many of them during the last war. He was then put into the orphanage regardless of the fact that a few clans wanted to adopt him, these being the Hyuga, the Inuzuka, and even the Uchiha. Each one of the clan heads being good friends with the parents, and were the only ones to know of the boy's true heritage. This would be the very beginning of the story of Naruto Uzumaki, the Crimson Chain Wielder. It was a special time for the Hidden Leaf Village as it was the 7th anniversary of the defeat of Kyubi. A festival is thrown every year that almost everyone attends and spends time with their family and friends while have some drinks at the local bars. This day also happens to be Naruto's birthday, and one of the only things he fears. Ever since he could remember, he was hated and starved in the village. No one would treat him properly, and they would hit him and throw things at him. No stores would allow him in, and because of that, he is almost skeleton-like, having no fat or muscles on his young body. He was also thrown out of the orphanage almost a year, about at 6 years old. He is wearing some very worn and torn old pants on his skinny and weak legs. He isn't really wearing a shirt at all. It looks like an old children's blanket that he had sewn together with some materials he found. Underneath his improvised shirt, you would see the countless cuts and scars that are all over his torso and arms. There is also a scar on his face that goes from the left side of his forehead down to right side of his cheek. He was lucky it didn't destroy his eyes though. There is another one on the left side of his lip that is straight down from the bottom of his nose to the middle area from the bottom lip to the chin. He has golden blonde hair that is untamed and spiky, that is now filled with dirt. If it were clean it would practically shine. He has beautiful blue eyes, deeper than any sea. You can get lost in them if you truly looked into them, feeling his pain and loneliness, but also an unbreakable spirit, and will to never give up and never run away. He also has 3 whisker-like birthmarks on each cheek. He always wants to do the right thing and wants people's respect. He wants to end his suffering and wants to be strong enough to get their respect and help them. He wants friends and love more than anything, and he will do whatever it takes. But for now, he is just focusing on surviving for another night, as he is running from a mob of angry villagers with pitchforks, torches, and various blunt and sharp weapons. "Get back here, demon!" screamed one of the lead villagers. "We will kill you and avenge the fourth," roared an angry female. "Why? I've been good and I've never harmed any of you," screamed the village's shunned hero. This is the second ever mob he had to deal with, the first being on his 6th birthday, the day he was also kicked out of the orphanage. He was even abused there too, as he didn't get enough food and he could never be allowed to have fun with the other kids. He was forced to sleep in a cellar on the cold and unforgiving ground. No blankets, no pillow, no warmth. He had cried himself to sleep many nights, desperately wanting warmth and someone to hold on to. He wasn't even taught how to read by the matrons, but the Sandaime Hokage had made some time for him, and he was taught by him, and was given some books to read. He was actually a very smart kid, and he was able to hide very well for his age, and he could learn quickly and easily. For the last couple months he had been making traps and cooking animals he catches with herbs that he had read about. His trap-making and patience were heightened, and he was becoming very skilled. He knew the village layout as good as he knew the back of his hand, but today was not his day, it seems. The path he wanted to take was blocked off, and there was no going back to the mob. Looking back, showing no fear for his chasers, he sees some chunin in the mob and he never breaks eye contact with them. He waits, and is soon attacked. The chunin who Naruto had glared at came at him and started off the brutal beating with a chakra-powered punch to his head. Naruto was sent into the wall hard and was dazed and in pain, with blood coming down from his mouth and dripping off his chin. The other ninja in the group start to throw kunai knives at him, and they stick into his arms, chest, and legs, but not in lethal spots so they can prolong the torture. Naruto had grown used to this. They then grab him, and hold him to the wall. "Hold him for a second, Nanisher, let's stick him to the wall." The first chunin says venomously to his friend. "Good plan, Hojito." The newly named Nanisher replies. "Let's see how this feels, you disgusting demon. I hope you rot in hell for killing my wife and son. But I didn't kill anyone. I want to protect you all and be a hero. Please believe me, I don't want to hurt anymore." Our hero replies shakily from the pain, but he refuses to cry. "Shut up!" The Jounin Hojito screams as he plunges a kunai deep into both of his shoulders and into the wall, effectively keeping him in place. He cries out in pain as he looks to the mob that is shouting some of the most cruel things anyone could think of while they being to beat him. Punches, kicks, bats, knives, hammers, and other weapons that the mob could get their hands on constantly hitting his small and weak body. With his incredible willpower, he is able to last much longer than any grown man would be able to, but eventually he loses consciousness. "Foolish humans," a voice growls out angrily, disgusted at the treatment of the boy. "How could they treat the boy like this? It's not his fault that the queen of the bijus, was sealed into his stomach. I will help you out, young Naruto-kun," the voice thinks to herself. Naruto starts to stir after his torment, and finds himself floating on the surface of a 1-foot-deep sewer. Not knowing how he got there, he begins to look around in this dark and ominous room, wondering what happened, and where he is. Where am I? Did the villagers finish torturing me and then they decided to throw me into some type of sewer? He spoke quietly. I don't know why they treat me so badly and call me a demon. Why? I'm a good boy and haven't hurt any of them like they say, and I've never wanted to kill them or anything either, so why? He asks again, and thinking that he is all alone he starts to tear up a bit, and lets a few tears fall down his whiskered cheeks. Don't cry, little one. A booming voice speaks out. It sounds rough, but there is some kindness in there that Naruto can pick up on. It sounded almost pained, and that seemed to calm him down as he sat quietly. Come over here, the voice suddenly speaks out again without warning and scares Naruto, who can't see anything. Who's there? Where are you? He asks, slightly scarred as he starts to get into a sloppy defensive position, as he would never allow himself to just give up and die. The fox, seeing this, starts to frown, not wanting him to be defensive and hide himself from others who might want to be his friend. I can't believe the villagers did this to him. He shouldn't be like this. He should be a happy little boy with lots of friends and people to love. It's truly a shame, she thinks sadly to herself, but then decides to speak to him. Don't be scared, little one. I promise I won't hurt you. Just follow my voice and you will find me. Slightly reassured, Naruto starts to go to the last spot the voice was heard from, only to see giant metal bars that look like a cage. They look like they go on forever up into the darkness that covers the entire ceiling. On one of the bars in the middle there is what looks to be a piece of paper that has what looks to him a seal on it. But that is not what gets Naruto's attention. It is what is in the cage that got his undivided attention. Completely in dark, with the floor just as flooded as every other spot, sits a fox. Normally this would be no big deal, but this fox was different. With crimson fur, it has 9 matching tails, matching eyes, teeth so sharp they look like they could easily pierce through steel, and was as tall as the Hokage monument. He instantly paled to a perfect white, not knowing that the fox was never evil at all. Wow, he manages to murmur out in the presence of the great crimson fox. Who are you? He asks, with his heart threatening to explode in his chest, as he has a bit of an idea. I am the Kyubi no Kitsune, the fox replies evenly while making eye contact, and she becomes impressed when he returns it. Naruto's face then scrunches into his own version of a thinking face. The QB? Are you the reason my life is so terrible then? He asks, as he knew more than he let on for his age. The fox then looks really surprised at that, but quickly looks down with a guilty expression comes across her face. You are correct, Kit, and I want to say sorry, I never meant to attack your village of Konohagakure. She explains quickly and calmly, while trying to hide the sadness. What do you mean? Are you saying it was some kind of accident that should have never happened? And where are we? Naruto questions skeptically, with a little anger in his tone. It was kind of like that. I was controlled into attacking the village. I never wanted to kill all those innocent people of Konoha. And this is your Mindscape. I've been here ever since you were born, she says quickly, fighting tears of guilt for ruining the life of someone she has come to respect and admire. She has felt terrible having to watch the boy suffer for his whole life until now. She has seen the determined look in his eye, and she knew that he kept his kind spirit no matter what happened to him. She has become very interested in this little human as any other person would have snapped long ago. She has decided that she wants to help this boy that she has come to respect, and she knew of a way that she could help him. I see, but can you please explain more so I can fully understand that story? He asks. It is a long story, so I will give you the easiest version and the shortest version. She says. I was your mother's prisoner before yours. Her name was Kushina Uzumaki. I respected her, and we were on good terms with each other. On the day of your birth the seal on her stomach was the weakest. This means that I could have gotten away easily, even if I never intended to. A man who I believed to be Madara Uchiha then came and kidnapped your mom and released me. After he did that, I looked into his eyes by mistake and his Sharingan took control of me. Madara then forced me to attack that village for his own selfish revenge. After a while your father Minato Namikaze, the Yondaime Hokage, showed up and sealed me into you, his own son. At the mention of his mom and dad he had frozen. He had always thought of his parents, and whether or not they had just abandoned him, or died for the village. He starts to cry for one of the first times in his life, finally knowing a small amount of information of his parents. Is my mom gone then? He asks through his cries. The fox, letting a single tear slide down from her crimson eyes, replies, unfortunately she is Naruto-kun. She truly missed her previous host. Quickly composing herself she continues, she would have wanted you to be happy, Naruto-kun. She loved you very much, and so did your father. I want to help you and I have a way that I think you will enjoy. Kyubi said to the boy who now looked at her like she was Kami. I believe your bloodline has awakened and in your body's time of weakness, I have strengthened it by a good amount. Bloodline? Are those the things that the weird white-eyed people have? He asked excitedly, which made the fox laugh a bit, and also made her respect him more that he could even laugh at this time. Very good, Naruto-kun, she replies. Then she suddenly figured out she had added the kun suffix to his name for the first time in her speech, and she blushed a bit in embarrassment, hoping that he wouldn't catch it. She looked and saw that he blushed a bit, and she winced a bit as she had never called someone with the kun before, but she decided to move on. Anyway, it is like those people, the Hyuga, I believe. Yours is not a dojutsu though. It is more of a body-type bloodline called the chakra chains. Chakra chains, huh, sounds pretty awesome. He replies childishly. Can you tell me what exactly it does? He yells, doing his best to keep from jumping up and down or blushing at his chosen suffix for the fox. Blushing from the chan suffix and smiling at his playfulness, she explains, of course I can, Naruto-kun. I am the queen of the bijus after all. Okay to STA. Queen? Naruto interrupts and begins blushing more that he was called with a kun. You're a girl fox? I am. Would you like to see my human form? She asks playfully. Her grin widens when she sees his nodding. Okay, just 1 second, then she is suddenly covered in a dark red light and begins to shrink. In her spot is now a teenage girl about the age of 17. She has bright red hair, with a beautiful and flawless face. She has crimson eyes matching her fox form and tails and fox ears on the top of her head. She has a killer body, which he can tell by the almost see-through tight, crimson kimono. Breasts are around high B-cup, not too big not too small. She has wide hips with a killer bubble butt. All in all she is breathtaking to look at, and Naruto is blushing like crazy, trying to stop his already shaking knees from giving out on him. He just walks closer to the cage, lost in her beauty. I take it you like what you see, she says teasingly. Well, what are you talking about? He stutters out, trying but failing to hide his increasing blush. Thinking of ways to change the subject, he asks, weren't you saying something about my bloodline? You're no fun, Naruto-kun, and she purrs and grins, seeing his increasingly red face. But you're right, the chakra chain's bloodline is a very strong one. You will eventually be much stronger if you start to wear weights during runs and workouts. This is due to your clan, the Uzumaki clan, having very strong and healthy bodies, so your body will have a higher tolerance for weights than a normal person. That is not really a part of the bloodline. What is, though, is the fact that you will be able to sprout chains from any part of your body. These chains are made of the Uzumaki's very strong chakra that can actually subdue even a biju. That sounds awesome, I can't wait to unlock my chains. But the villagers won't sell me anything and I have nowhere to live and nothing to eat, he says, reverting to a more shy and guarded personality now that he was finally feeling comfortable in Kyubi's presence. The Kyubi, seeing this, frowns. We are going to have to break that shy and reserved personality of his and get him some friends, she thinks sadly, but is also happy that he accepts her and is comfortable with her. Go and see your Gigi and ask him for help. You should have done that a long time ago. Don't worry that he is busy, he will always be there for you. Don't tell him we can talk yet, and don't ask about your parents either, we can tell him when you are older. Also ask if you could get a trainer or someone to help you who doesn't hate you because of me. She says, sounding guilty at the end. Don't blame yourself, Kyubi-chan, because it's not your fault. If it helps at all, I forgive you and would really like to get to know you and be friends, he says soothingly while blushing as he feels something different when talking to her. Hearing this, Kyubi starts to tear up and cry a little. She's so happy that he forgives her and wants to be friends. Thank you so much, Naruto-kun, I would love to be your friend too. She replies as she grabs him into the cage and gives him a massive bear hug, well, fox hug, holding each other for a short while more they reluctantly let go. It's time for you to wake up now, Naruto-kun, and remember what I said. Just go directly to the Hokage and ask him for some help. Okay, Kyubi-chan, and thanks for everything, I really appreciate your help healing me and being my friend. Goodbye for now, he replies softly, saying his goodbye and fading away. Goodbye, Naruto-kun. You are definitely the most interesting human I have ever met. Maybe, she says quietly while blushing like crazy. Naruto starts to wake up and sees the villagers and Jonin just leaving the scene of the crime. He slowly starts to get up as the bones in his legs are now almost fully repaired thanks to the Kyubi. The cuts and deep gashes are almost all healed up, leaving scars in their places. His improvised shirt absolutely destroyed with little recognizable pieces scattered around. His worn pants in a similar state, being just barely enough to cover him. He's getting up. Some random civilian yells, alerting the angry mob. Naruto sees more and more heads turn towards him and is getting nervous. His wounds may have healed, but he is still very sore. He wills some chains to appear from his back and makes them shield him from the crowd while they finally stop and just stare of surprise, and some of the ninja in awe as they only knew of one person who could do that. Wanting to be better than the mobs, he simply stares at them coming towards him and lets his eyes do most of the talking. The frozen people can then finally see what they have done to him by looking in his eyes for what is probably their first time. They can practically feel the pain, loneliness, and strength coming from the poor boy. Some start to feel a little guilty while others are waiting to see if he will become angry and attack. But what they all had in common was nobody could have guessed they would be receiving an apology. I have just learned of my burden through this beating, it being one of the worst I've ever had. I can see your frustration in me even being around, and I understand now. It's an eye-opener. I would want revenge if I had a family and someone killed them too. He says softly and quietly, but somehow everyone can hear him clearly. I, however, am not the Kyubi reincarnated. We are two separate beings. I only wish to be left alone, please, he says as he turns and starts his walk to the Hokage tower, leaving behind a mob of around 30 people to finally let go of their anger and think on what they have done. Naruto, the Crimson Chain Wielder. On his way towards the Hokage tower, Naruto couldn't help but smile, even though he went through a terrible ordeal. He has found a friend that was always and will always be around for him. He even felt bad that she is a prisoner, and had thoughts of one day releasing her, but he would probably never have met her if she wasn't a prisoner in the first place though. But a friend is a friend in his 7-year-old mind, and he will cherish all of his friends forever. Speaking of friends, his first and oldest friend has just put away a crystal ball that he kept hidden in his office. It is none other than the old and wise third Hokage, the Sandaime, Hiruzen Sarutobi. Hiruzen had never seen such a thing happen to the boy before, so he called his trusty Anbu. I want you to go and bring these people to Ibiki, he said as he wrote a list and descriptions of each person. Hi Hokage-sama. The Anbu said as they left to search for the men and women. Sai, Naruto is probably very unhappy. I hope he isn't too upset. The old man thought with a frown as he slouched in his seat more as the years seemed to catch up to him. I hope he can forgive me for failing him, Minato-kun. Kushina-chan, I am sorry for the beatings that your son has suffered, but I promise I will help him become a great shinobi. He decided in his head as he gained a determined look in his eyes. He is then brought out of his thoughts as he hears a knock on his door, and his secretary's muffled screams from the other side of the door yelling at someone. He's busy, you little shit. Now get out before I call the Anbu on you. The secretary yells quite loudly. So he gets up, opens his door, and sees his favorite orphan outside and a red-faced secretary from all the yelling she was doing. Nishima, he calls in his famous commanding tone, the one that could freeze even the most veteran shinobi in their tracks. The woman, now known as Nishima, yelps in fright and turns around quickly to see the third Hokage right behind her and pales when she sees the stern look on his wrinkled face. I have tried to tell you that Naruto is always welcome whenever I am not in a meeting. He is a nice young boy, and if you can't see that, then maybe you are not qualified to be my secretary. You are fired, so don't come back. You will have until noon tomorrow to pack your things and go. Am I clear? He talks calmly yet strongly at the same time. But I've had this job for months now. You can't just fire. She stops talking as his glare hardens, and he starts unleashing a small amount of killing intent on her. Feeling her life practically flash before her eyes, she just nods dumbly and starts packing her things. Naruto-kun, you may come into my office now. I'm sure you have something important you want to talk to me about, he says calmly, while on the inside he is worried about Naruto. Seeing his shredded clothes, along with all of his scars and some burns here and there on his already frail and skeleton-like body, makes him become angered at his treatment, and a bit depressed that he can't protect him better. Naruto is like a grandson to him, and he doesn't want to lose him, or have him get mad at him. He wants to keep their grandfather-to-grandson bond intact, which as of now, he is not sure how strong their bond really is anymore. Okay, Gigi? The young voice behind him says quietly as he then sits in front of the Hokage's desk and waits for the old man to sit down as well to start his story. I was hurt today, Gigi. I was scared that I was going to die, but I woke up and was healed up really quick. It's weird, but I have always healed fast, he said as he tired to look into the Hokage's eyes, but he couldn't, so he kept glancing around. I know I haven't seen you too much in the last year or so, but if you didn't already know, I was kicked out of the orphanage on my 6th birthday. I was also pushed around and hit with bottles and rocks that some of the more mean people threw at me from time to time. I never told you because I didn't want you to die of a heart attack or anything for worrying, old man. He jokes and chuckles a bit hollowly, hoping to lighten the mood, if even a bit. Hiruzen didn't laugh at all. A deep frown was too busy covering his face. Inwardly he was fuming. He never heard that he was kicked out of the orphanage. What did he eat? Garbage. Naruto-kun, you should have told me that they did all of that stuff. Why didn't you? And how did you survive? He asks, momentarily forgetting his anger for curiosity. Well, first I tried to ask people for some spare food, but they either hit me and said I didn't deserve it, or just ignored me altogether. I then started to eat out of the garbage from then on, or anything I could find really. Some people would even try to stop me from eating that, but I still managed and learned quickly to be really quiet and take the garbage at night time. A ramen stand with really nice owners had let me eat for free whenever I went, but I didn't go so much because I didn't want to get them hurt. It was the chirakas, I think. After the first 4 months or so I got sick of eating garbage and wound up catching some squirrels and rabbits to cook and eat the last 2 months or more, since I had been sneaking into the library to learn about survival. I'm sorry for not telling you, but you helped me a lot and I didn't want to take you away from your work. I know it's important, and I don't want to have to rely on you to save me all the time. He finishes calmly while finally looking into the man's eyes with determination, which the Hokage can clearly see, which impresses him a great deal. He seems to be quite skilled in survival already, and at age 7, I think he is maturing too quickly, but I don't know whether to be sad or proud. Proud for his skill, or sad that he is forced to develop that skill so early in his life. His endurance and pain tolerance are also too good for someone that age, the Sandaime thought sadly. Well, Naruto-kun, I'm impressed with your natural survival skill and endurance, but you should have told me about this. I will see if I can find an apartment for you to live in. On the one condition that you come to me if anything bad happens again, and I will fix it. Do you promise? Of course, Gigi, he responds in his normal happy voice that makes the Sandaime happy that their bond is still strong and Naruto is still alright. Before I go, Gigi, I also wanted to ask if you could buy me some new clothes and help me to become a strong ninja so I can protect the village and my precious people that I hope to find. He asked quietly, almost feeling like the old man would say no. I would love to help you be a ninja, Naruto-kun. I could help you use your bloodline, the chakra chains, as I saw you awaken it. Also, we will get you some new clothes and supplies. You can't be a ninja without some good ninja clothes, and a good ninja is always prepared for everything. So I will buy all your clothes and supplies. Hiruzen says. Awesome. Gigi, that would be great. And I promise to help all the people of the village through the good times and the bad. I will be just as good a ninja as you, if not better. I promise you that, and I never go back on my word. Naruto shouts enthusiastically. I know you do, Naruto-kun. That is a great quality in any man, and I'm sure you can surpass me in time. Now let's go get you those clothes, and then we can go get ramen, he says, seeing that his story has taken a good amount of time, and it is now around dinner time. He then grabs a nearby blanket to cover up the young blonde boy in his office. Alright, ramen, you're the best, Ji. Naruto shouts and starts jumping up and down in excitement. On their way to a nearby ninja clothing store, the Sandaime can see the angry glares cast at his young companion. Fools, not even being able to tell the difference between a young boy and a nine-tailed fox. While Naruto, however, is mildly surprised at seeing the glares. Well, that's not entirely it. He is surprised at the lessened amount of glares. He even saw some of the people who beat him earlier, which seemed to not have been picked up by the ANBU. Some of them looked at him with clear guilt in their eyes, and some even waved and smiled at him. There were still other people who looked past him and ignored him, and some of the usual glares and killing intent, but not as much as before. Shortly, they arrived at the store they were going to. It looked like any normal store to Naruto, but he also thought it was just a cover-up, as he could almost sense something off about the store. They then enter, and immediately Naruto's eyes widen in surprise. Wow, the Sandaime chuckles at his grandson figure. Wow is right, Naruto-kun. I'm assuming you thought it was just a normal store by the appearance outside. That was a genjutsu to make the store look normal to civilians, but a good ninja will be able to break it. The genjutsu also acts like a marker. It pushes away civilians but attracts ninjas to the store. He explains. Wow, do you think I could learn something like that too? Naruto asked, hoping it was a yes, as he would like to try to hide some of his scars, mostly the ones on his face, so he would be more normal. If you can get your chakra under good enough control, you may be able to use some genjutsu, but not a lot, as you have too much chakra. The higher ranked ones would be somewhat doable due to how much chakra it takes, but other than that you will not be capable of using too much genjutsu. He explains carefully, knowing it might upset Naruto. Oh, I see, Naruto replies somewhat sadly, wanting to be good at every aspect of being a ninja. But I will just have to be that much better in the other areas of being a ninja, isn't that right, Gigi? He replies with tons of confidence. Hiruzen just smiles at his determination and nods. Can I help you out today, young man? A gruff and strong voice suddenly sounds out. A man. Well, man isn't really the word Naruto would use, more like a bear. The man is easily 6 feet 5 inches, probably weighing around 300 to 350 pounds, all mostly muscle. He has a full beard that is short and well trimmed. All in all, he is a scary-looking guy. Naruto becomes wary, but he doesn't look away and he doesn't back up as he knows that his Gigi is there with him. Also not sensing any hate in his voice helped out, so he just smiles and nods at the man. I want to be a ninja and protect the village, and I need some new clothes and supplies. Gigi will be helping me out today, he says to the man, not noticing the respect the man seems to gain and not being afraid of him. Well then go ahead and look around while I talk to Hokage-sama, okay? The bear-like man replies. Naruto just nods and starts to look around, seeing all types of weapons and clothes, going to those first. He searches for a couple minutes and finally grabs some shirts and pants and goes to try them on. Shortly later, he comes out wearing all black A&BU style pants with a black shirt as well. He saw a cool trench coat there also, but when he tried it on it was much too long. It was black on the outside, with the inside being like fur. The fur was soft and crimson. He had really started to like the crimson color after he met the fox. Thinking that it looked really nice, he was going to buy it so he could grow into it. He then moves to look at weapons, thinking since he can't really use genjutsu effectively he would get a sword or a different type of weapon, even knowing that his chains would prove to be quite deadly if he trained with them. You never know when you could need a sword or 2 or maybe even 9, he thought to himself with a small chuckle as he had thought of how many tails Kyuubi had. Seeing nothing for a while, he starts to lose some hope but then sees a couple of beautiful swords. One is a katana, with a solid dark crimson, almost black handle. He reaches for it, and pulls it out of its sheath. He is mesmerized by the blade. It was pure dark crimson and about 3.5 feet long and extremely sharp looking. He knew he had to have it. The other blade was a wakizashi. It had a similar look of the katana but was about half the size of it. He grabbed it also and went to the front desk where the two men were talking. I have everything that I want, old man, but I will need more spares of the clothes I have on and some kunai, senbon, and shuriken as well, please. Wow, a katana and wakizashi, the kid knows what to look for in weapons. His clothes are ninja-worthy as well. Excellent job, kiddo, the man behind the counter says, and chuckles when the boy blushed from the praise. Indeed, but you will need to be careful with the weapons, Naruto-kun. They are sharp and can harm you very easily. The third says, now let's get you some spare clothes and head over to get ramen. Then we will go to the grocery store and buy you healthy foods, and then go to the apartment I had in mind. They soon continue on their short journey throughout the village with some more of the glares and harsh words that they would whisper. They didn't really bother Naruto all that much since this is becoming the best day of his life. He is getting ramen from Ichiraku's. That has always been his favorite place to go, ever since he went there for his first time. He also got new clothes that feel great. They are comfortable and sturdy, they would last him a long time. On top of all that, he got ninja supplies and a couple blades to practice with. He is brought out of his thoughts when he smells something godly, the smell of fresh ramen. He starts to run to the stand drooling. The sandame just chuckles at the boy's enthusiasm. Gigi, I'm back and starving to death over here. I hope you can make enough to fill me up, Naruto yells as he sits in his usual spot. Is that you, Naruto-kun? An old voice calls out. The voice belongs to a kind-looking old man around the age of the sandame, maybe a little younger. Naruto-kun, a newer and younger female voice calls out. That would be Ayam, Tsuchi's daughter. She is younger, being only a little older than Naruto. She has brown eyes and brown hair. She is very cute to any sane man, and she adores Naruto. She is currently wearing an apron, as she works in the ramen stand with her dad. I'm here again, Ayam-chan. Naruto calls out just as excited as she is. But instantly loses his breath as he is grabbed into a vice-like hug by Ayam. Where have you been all this time? She asks angrily. We've been worried sick about you. The last time you were here was months ago. She really worries about him, and has even come to like him quite a bit. She has been really close to him ever since they first met, and always felt the need to take care of him, which is something she really enjoys. Busy I guess, sorry Ayam-chan, he says sincerely. He hates it when she worries over him, but also knows that he couldn't live without it. He has always had a soft spot for her, and has a crush on her, but it's a bit weird as he sees Tsuchi as his own father. Well, it's just good to have you back, Naruto-kun. I'll get started on your usual order now, Tsuchi says and quickly gets to work on Naruto's average of 10 bowls, letting the two catch up as he knows that they like each other. The first of many is then placed in front of him, and he just stares for a while and drools over the godly smell of the ramen. Itadakimasu, he says, and devours the bowl in less than a minute. Shortly after the reunion, and everyone watching Naruto in an almost fascinated horror, as he eats all 15 bowls, he and the old man say thank you and goodbye and head out of the stand. Not before promising Ayam that he will come again, of course, even just to visit. It is now getting a little dark out and Naruto is really tired and anxious to get to his new home. Soon the old man leads him into a slightly run-down apartment building. It's nothing special at all, but Naruto doesn't care. He has learned from early on that you should always treasure what you have. He enters through the door to room 120 and finds it to be an acceptable place to live. There is a kitchen with all the needed appliances, and a table for 4 with 4 chairs. The bedroom is small with a 1-person bed, but is good enough because he probably won't spend too much time in there anyway. Across from his room is a small bathroom with a toilet, a shower, and a sink. There is a cabinet above the sink for his toothpaste and other bathroom things. Thank you for everything today, Gigi. I really appreciate it. This is the perfect place for me to live in, Naruto says after they filled up the fridge with all the healthy food they bought. He almost started tearing up, but he doesn't want to be seen as weak. It's okay, Naruto-kun, I will always be around for you if you need help. Also, I would like it if you met my grandson Konohamaru. I'm sure you will both get along. Now, before you go to bed, I will put some gravity seals on you. These will increase the amount of gravity you feel on you at all times. So when you take the seals off, you will be much faster and stronger because you will be fighting the pressure. Also, you will be able to adapt a bit when you're sleeping. I'm going to start to at about 3 times gravity. People with your blood do have a better resistance to gravity after all, which is why you're skipping levels 1 and 2. Okay, Gigi, can you do it quickly? I am really tired out from today. 1 minute, Naruto. True to his word, it was only about a minute for him to finish the seals, and he could tell Naruto was having trouble and started to chuckle when he heard Naruto's groaning. Now, Naruto-kun, I thought you wanted to be a strong ninja, so no complaining. I will take time off tomorrow to show you some basics and then find you a private instructor or instructors after that. Good night, Naruto-kun, the kind old man says and shuns out of the room. Man, I have got to learn how to do that soon. That would be awesome. Well, time for bed. I start my ninja training tomorrow, he says quietly to himself as he forces his body to take him to his bed under all the added gravity. I will train harder than anyone and become a legend. Everywhere I go, people will recognize me. All the people will all look at me with respect while my enemies will cower in fear when in my presence. He thinks as he lets sleep take him. Naruto, the Crimson Chain Wielder. Naruto is still in bed in his new apartment. It is around 7 in the morning. Unfortunately for him, the sun is beginning to shine into his eyes and he starts to wake up. Ah man, I'm still tired, go away stupid sun. Finally realizing that complaining won't make the sun disappear into some black hole, he gets up, still noticing the seals slowing him down quite a bit. Alright, can't be complaining about getting up. If I do, what will I do about training? He then takes his morning shower, savoring the feeling of finally being clean for his first morning of living on his own. The first time he has actually been even relatively clean in his life, actually. He was never really able to use the baths or showers in the building of the orphanage. Shaking off the depressing thoughts and the rest of the water in his hair, he leaves the shower to get dressed. He also grabs his katana and wakizashi and heads to the kitchen for a healthy breakfast. When he gets there, he gets out some ingredients and some pots and pans when he suddenly comes to a complete stop and stares at the assembled items. I have no idea what I'm doing, he thinks to himself while sweat dropping as he doesn't really know how to make a generic breakfast, having only lived on food he had caught or trapped. He then suddenly passes out and finds himself in the sewers of his own mind. Traveling the halls, dark and haunting halls like he has been there for his entire life, he stops in front of a very familiar cage. Hello, Naruto-kun, a heavenly voice calls out to him in a soothing tone, with a hint of something else. I may be able to help you, but first you have to help me. It's only a minor thing, so don't flip out or anything. Our favorite prisoner says calmly. Hey Kyubi-chan, good morning to you too. He replies teasingly. What is this deal, and what would you like in return? Oh, how silly of me. Good morning, Naruto-kun, would you like a good morning kiss as well? The clever vixen in human form replies, making him blush. Score 1 for the Queen of Bijus, she thinks triumphantly. Why, he starts only to be blocked out by her melodious laughter. Haha, you should know better than to try and out-tease a vixen, Naruto-kun, she replies while almost going to the floor from laughing so hard. Anyway, getting back on track here, all I want is out of this dingy and dirty water. Not released, yet at least I just want you to change your mindscape into something suitable for a beautiful vixen like me to roam around in. I think I can do that, but how would you help me in the real world? Sounding a little irritated for being made blush. Well, after you change the mindscape to my liking, we can set up a mental communication. I can then teach you things from talking inside your head to you. Whenever you want to reply, just think it, and allow me to hear it, and I will. If you don't want me to know what you're thinking, I will not have access to that certain thought. You have to want me to hear it for me to be able to. I can also keep you from my own personal thoughts as well, so it works both ways. I will also want your other senses as well, and like your thoughts, you can block me from seeing certain things too. She explains. Naruto shudders at the way she said things, having an idea of what she is talking about. He will make sure to remember that for whenever he finds himself in some horrifyingly awkward situation that is a 1 in a million chance of happening, but those types of things just so happen to him quite often. I think we have a deal, he says, putting that note into his brain as a reminder. Great, rip a small piece of the seal off, and then just think of a meadow, and include a lake big enough for my fox form to fit into, and still be touching the bottom of my feet. Also add a forest in the distance with trees tall enough to be half my size. A nice beach would also be nice for when I want to lay in the warm sand. Just picture those things and will it to happen, and it should, she says while mentally crossing off a checklist to see if she missed anything. I'll get right on it, Kyubi-chan. he says. By the way, what's your real name? He asks, wondering if Kyubi was some kind of title, while still concentrating on the changes that should be made. Keikyoshi, she replies with a small stutter of surprise. While blushing slightly, she has never given her real name to anyone. The only person she would really care about getting to know enough to tell them would be Naruto. Well, Kyoshi-chan, let's see what we can do about this sewage-infested dump. Not seeing the increasingly red face of his foxy prisoner, after a short time the water at their feet begins to drain and soon grass seems to start growing. The entire room feeling is gone when sunshine starts to appear also. Kyoshi already loves the feeling of being free of her cage. The grass feels great against her bare feet, and she can also see the lake she requested filling in the background. Just beyond the lake is a plentiful forest filled with lush trees and bushes all around. Looking closely she can see some wild foxes in the forest as well. All in all, she couldn't have received a better place to be. This is absolutely perfect, Naruto-kun. I love it! She exclaims and glomps him. It almost looks like she is trying to squeeze the life out of him. Him turning blue could be one of the signs of that. Realizing what she is doing, she lets go and helps him up to get the blood flowing again. Sorry, I was happy and I didn't mean to crush you or anything, she says quickly, trying to hide her blush of embarrassment. That's okay, I get it. Anyway, I have to go make a normal breakfast, and I need your help, if you could please. He asked happily, seeing that she is really happy. Of course, just think about leaving this place and you will, and remember to think of what you want to say to me and I will hear it. Right, goodbye for now, Kyoshi-chan. Goodbye, Naruto-kun, feel free to visit anytime. She said, already missing him a bit, as she had been all alone for quite some time, and she likes to interact and talk to others. Naruto then opens his eyes and sees the ceiling. You know, Kyoshi-chan, next time you want to drag me into my mind, try to warn me first. He thinks as his first test. Haha, but that's no fun at all, Naruto-kun. She thinks back teasingly while smiling a mischievous and foxy smile. Wow, it works. That's cool, he thinks back with a bit of awe in his tone. Are you doubting my skills, Naruto-kun? I would hate to think that you are. She responds in her sweetest voice, freezing him in his tracks as his instincts are screaming at him. WH what? No, I would never doubt your skills. How could I? You're the queen of the Bijus and the strongest of them all, heh. He finishes with his nervous laugh, hoping that his answer was good enough to the queen. Good, now let's get started. Soon after, Naruto is heading to the Hokage tower, with a very slow walk, as he is still trying to get used to the gravity seals that were applied to him. Eventually he makes it there and finds a more neutral secretary at the same desk. He passes a lot to enter the Sandame's office. She is young, about the same age as the other woman, and she is also fairly good looking as well. Excuse me, miss, I think that Gigi is expecting me. Can I go in now? He asks politely, trying to find out how this person might feel about him. She looks at him for a couple seconds to see if she recognizes him, and she does, but she simply smiles and nods at him. She normally would have been a little more rude after her aunt had died in the QB attack. That was before though, before a friend of hers told her what she and the mob did and how Naruto reacted to it, and she has decided to let it go and move on. Thank you is all he says, along with his trademark smile on his face that actually makes the poor woman's heart stop. She thinks he is really cute with that smile, but at the same time feels guilty at how he was treated so badly. She also smiles at how strong a boy he is for keeping his sanity, and she begins to respect him a lot. Why, hello there, Naruto-kun. I'm surprised to see you here this early. It's only like 8:45 a.m. I guess you were really serious about your training. That's always a good thing, he says approvingly. Now, before we begin, there are some things you should know. I will not baby you in your training at all. Actually, I'm going to make it harder on you. The academy starts in about 1 year and I want you to have a strong grasp on your bloodline when you get there, he says, dead serious to the young 7-year-old. Naruto could only gulp and nod dumbly. On top of that, I have found you a couple of different instructors for the different aspects of being a ninja. Don't worry though, they will not glare at you and they will treat you fairly. I have also told them not to go easy on you though, but I'm sure you can handle it. You will meet them at a later time, most likely tomorrow. Now let me grab some scrolls from my filing cabinet, and we can go. As they leave the office, Naruto can hardly control his excitement. He is much more jittery than normal even while struggling to move properly, while the old man next to him smiles at his enthusiasm. The old man's grin grows when he thinks about all the torture Naruto will be going through in the next year before the academy starts. As soon as they reach the training ground they were moving towards, he begins to explain some things to the young blonde. Alright Naruto, these scrolls contain some katas for taijutsu and another contains some kenjutsu. I want you to have them. There are some other scrolls for the basic academy ninjutsu that you will need to know to graduate. I also have prepared a scroll of a couple different chakra control exercises and some basic fuinjutsu. The control exercises will make it easier for you to use ninjutsu and genjutsu. Fuinjutsu, although rare around here, is extremely useful and you can do almost anything with it. It is also very effective, and I have a hunch you will be a natural at it, he says while avoiding telling him that he is part of the Uzumaki clan before he thinks he is ready, not knowing that Naruto already knows everything. Naruto, fuinjutsu will help you a lot in the future just like he said, but what he isn't telling you is that your clan, the Uzumaki clan, were the best fuinjutsu users to ever live. Kyoshi thought to him without Sarutobi being able to tell. Naruto doesn't outwardly show that he is surprised, but he does get excited at learning the things his clan excelled at. Awesome, Gigi. Thanks a lot for the help. I will master all of this stuff easily before I enter the academy, and I will pass at the top of my class. He shouts determinedly. Now Naruto-kun, I actually think it would be best if you held back a bit in school. I'm not saying be the worst student in the class, maybe be in the middle. Deception is a ninja's best weapon. And mastering what's in those scrolls isn't the only thing you need to do, you know. You have to keep your body healthy and strong. You will do grueling physical exercise every day and keep increasing your gravity seals like I showed you each time you get used to them. Don't worry so much, I will work out physically and also master those jutsu and katos as well, no problem, old man. I will also advance at that Fuinjutsu stuff because it sounds so cool. Naruto replies confidently. That's good that he is interested in Fuinjutsu. It's in his blood after all. He thinks with a knowing smile which turns into a sadistic smirk. Alright then, tough guy, do 25 push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, jumping jacks, and then run 3 laps around this training field with only a 1-minute break in between each of them. He says with a dead serious look in his eyes. I also have some other things you will need to know, but I will tell you them when you are ready to hear them. What? Do you want me to die, old man, and why can't you tell me now? He asks as he lets his complaints known. A ninja doesn't complain, Naruto-kun. I will also find you a teacher to teach you how to act more appropriately, and I don't think you are ready for what I have in mind to tell you yet. Now go on, or I won't take you out for ramen at all this month. He threatens while Naruto begins to sweat comically. What, me complaining? I was just saying how much fun I'm gonna have pushing myself to the limit. He says immediately forgetting his complaints when his ramen was threatened. Time skip 1 year. It has been a full year since the day the Hokage got him the scrolls and started him off with his own physical workout plan. Along with his new and improved diet, he has been working himself to exhaustion every day. He is now 8 years old and a lot heavier than he was just 1 year ago, and not because he is fat. In fact, he is almost all muscle. He is a lot taller now, standing around 4 feet 6 inches, weighing about 90 pounds. He has a lot more muscle on him. But he is in no way bulky. He has a fairly flat and hard stomach, not a full-formed six-pack. If you really look, you can see the faint outline of it, but he will need to grow into it more. His arms are now bigger and harder than they were before. They are really good size for his age and size. Other than that, he still has the same spiky blonde hair that barely reaches to his shoulders. His eyes are probably what changes the most, not the color though, just the emotions that you can pick up from them. He is definitely good looking in any girl's or woman's eyes. He has mastered the tree walking exercise and all the ninjutsu he was given, all except the bunshinjutsu. Having too much chakra for such a low chakra draining technique could do that to you. Instead, he was given the Kage bunshinjutsu, a solid clone technique that is better than the original technique anyway. His taijutsu is also very good for a kid who hasn't even entered the academy yet. Having his gravity seal at level 10 helps with that. Surprisingly enough, his kenjutsu is his best skill so far, just barely above his fuinjutsu. He mastered the basics of seals and has done a lot of calligraphy to make his hand much more steady. Having good teachers can do that for you though. Add to the fact that he practically sucks up information like a sponge. He has only one genjutsu under his belt, and that is to cover his scars. He also applied a seal that will hold the genjutsu up for him. It took a lot of work, and it holds a lot of his chakra back, but having huge reserves takes away that issue. His teachers were Anko Mitarashi for taijutsu, Yudogo Yuzuki for kenjutsu, and Kurina Yehi for genjutsu. His teacher on how to stay calm and act like a real ninja was none other than some Inuzuka, all banded together to help him improve his aim with throwing weapons, along with anatomy to know where to hit with Saban needles to do the most damage and paralyze people. They also taught him more about herbs and poisons, although just the basics, and gave him the books to learn on his own. He was also taught more advanced trap-making skills, as he was already a natural. His already good stealth had also improved with the proper training. He also knows basics of how to dispel genjutsu, and how to find if he is in one, but his amount of chakra is just too much to learn much of actually making any, other than the most chakra-draining ones. Anko, Kurinai, and Yugogo were all great friends and always talked to one another about everything. They have all started to respect and admire the younger blonde boy for his mental strength and his amazing determination. Anko was the one who truly admired him the most, and the others would often tease her about being in love with the boy getting a nice pink blush from her. Sim was his teacher because she knows how to be forceful and can get her point across easily. She had also really respected the young boy as well as she was friends with his parents, and she had thought of introducing her kids to him, and maybe get him into her family. With Hana, she can sense the alpha in him, and him being kind and respectful towards women helped out a lot too, so she thought he would be perfect for Hana. The two had actually met, and Hana definitely saw all the good in Naruto, and had become quite taken with the slightly younger boy. She had also met Anko and the others, and she was a bit competitive with Anko as her clan is quite possessive with the ones they like, and she knew that Anko liked him too. But Anko wasn't going to lose what she really liked either. Other than learning all of those skills, he also worked with his chains. They were upgraded by Kyoshi on the day of his beating to a crimson color. They were made stronger than any other Uzumaki's chains that ever existed, even stronger than his mother's. He has trained them to move in any direction at any time, and he can make them go through his feet into the ground. He has also been having some thoughts about his extremely attractive teacher Anko. Anko has dark purple hair that is held up behind her head, making a pineapple-like shape. She wears a brown trench coat over a fishnet shirt that leaves little to the imagination. He has tried to get her to wear something more to cover up her C-cup breasts because he didn't want anyone else looking at her. Of course though, she would just tease him relentlessly, usually leaving him with a bloody nose and a cherry red face. She also wears a burnt orange short skirt that are a little too short, but he has to admit he likes it. What he really likes though is her personality, it being somewhat similar to his own. Kurenai is also a stunning woman with a brunette hair color that goes to the middle of her back. She has beautiful crimson eyes that also remind him of his chains and Kyoshi's eyes and hair. With all the crimson, it has quickly become his favorite color. She is calm and collected and hates perverts, which is why he tries not to stare too much at women. She wears a red dress that is pretty tight and squeezes her B-cup breasts. She also has some white tape on her legs and arms. He sees her as more of a sister figure like his other seniors except for Tsum, who is like a bossy mother to him. Not that he would ever admit that. Yugogo is a bit different than the other two. She has a similar hair color to Anko, but she keeps hers down. She is a bit quiet but is also loyal to a fault. She wears standard ANB gear being and wears the Nico mask. Tsum is a feral-looking woman that has relatively short and spiky brown hair. On her cheeks are the traditional red marks, similar to all the Inuzukas. She is a bit rough around the edges but Naruto doesn't care. He still sees her like a mother to him, and he can see the concern she has for him even if she acts all tough. Kyoshi was also around and helped cover anything of the little things that Tsum may have missed. Naruto also found himself getting these weird feelings towards her and Anko, as well as Ayame. He would have to talk to the old man about it later, but right now he is headed to his first day at the Ninja Academy. Naruto has also developed a strong bond with the Sandame's grandson Konohamaru when they were introduced, as he was hoping to make a good friend. Konohamaru always enjoys his time with Naruto, and has called him his brother many times, which makes Naruto very happy as he has always wondered what it would be like to have a family. Naruto, the Crimson Chain Wielder, walking along on his way to the academy dressed in a black skin-tight t-shirt with black pants on. He also has his short-sleeved black trench coat with the crimson fur on the inside on and left it open. He has his katana at his side and his wakizashi strapped horizontally to his lower back with a belt that holds his coat closed. He was just minding his own business when he sees someone nearby. He sees a girl his age whimpering quietly walking in the same direction as him, while looking around almost frantically. She has a dark blue, almost black hair with pale white eyes. She is wearing a heavy-looking beige jacket that makes it hard to tell how developed she is, while wearing some dark blue ninja pants. All in all, Naruto finds her to be quite cute. "Hey, what's wrong?" he asked quietly as he walked closer to her. "Eep," she squeaks, not hearing him approach her at all. She finds him to be quite stealthy. The girl turns around while wiping a stray tear from her eye and then stares at the boy. She instantly looks away with a mild blush on her face. She recognizes this boy. She has seen him running through the village pulling a woman who is dressed very inappropriately, in her mind, through the village while she was standing on a heavy-looking wagon filled with rocks. That would be Anko's style of workout, all right. She was curious about him and followed him around that day. Ever since then she has been watching him from a distance. She really admires his strength and never give up attitude. "Hello, how are you doing today?" she asked quietly and shyly. If Naruto didn't have enhanced senses he would not have heard it at all. "I'm doing good. What about you, and why are you looking all over the place?" he replies back soothingly, trying to calm the nice girl down. "I was going to the Ninja Academy for my first day but I'm scared. What if I'm not good enough? If I don't do good their father will be very angry with me, and I won't have any friends." The girl replies sadly, thinking this handsome boy would be the same as she was thinking. "Is that all?" he replies, smiling his fox-like smile, making her heart turn to mush. "I'm on my way there too and I can help you out, no problem. I think that you'll be a great ninja if you work really hard at it. My name is Naruto, by the way, Naruto Uzumaki. It's nice to meet you," he says politely while trailing off, hoping for her to tell him her name. "My name is Hinata Hyuga, heiress of the Hyuga clan." She responds meekly as she remembered her father telling her that it is okay if she associates with this boy, but she never knew why he would allow it, not that she would complain. "Hyuga, huh? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. You guys have the Byakugan Dojutsu, right?" he asks her curiously while they both continue towards the Ninja Academy. "Yes, we do. I haven't activated mine yet though. I think my father is displeased with me," she says while looking down and getting sad. "What will Naruto-kun think of me if I can't even activate my bloodline? He must think I'm really weak and pathetic, just like Niji." "No need to worry, Hinata-chan. I'm sure you will get a strong Byakugan soon enough. You just need to work hard and build up your confidence. I'm sure you will be a great kunoichi someday," he says with a smile that takes her breath away. "Thank you, Naruto-kun," she says after a couple minutes of processing what he just said to her. "He believes in me, and thinks I'm going to be strong. I can't let him down. I have to be strong, and then maybe he will like me as much as I like him," she thought with the reddest face you could possibly imagine. She had always wished to be like this boy and has come to truly love every little thing about him in the time she spent observing him. They soon make it to the academy to see a bunch of students entering the building all at once, crowding the place. Naruto and Hinata make their way into the doors and head to their class. both secretly wanting to be in the same class. Naruto finds Hinata to be cute and interesting. He also feels the need to help her with her confidence. Hinata's reason is a little obvious. She wants to be by his side all the time and get close to him. Soon they both find themselves in front of one of the rooms in the building for new students just starting the academy. Hey, are you going to this room too, Hinata-chan? Naruto asks his traveling companion. This is great, maybe we are in the same class and we can be friends. My senseis did tell me I need friends my age. I want more than just Kiba after all. Sim had told him about her son hoping that they would become good friends so she can get him and Hana together later. I am Naruto-kun, I guess this means we are in the same class together. She replies shyly. This is great. The next 5 years in the academy with Naruto-kun, sitting next to him every day. I have to work on my confidence and be strong to hopefully get together with him by the end of the academy. She thinks to herself with a beautiful pink tinge to her face. I guess it does, Hinata-chan, this is great. Me and you are going to pass this and become great ninja. I'm sure of it, he says full of confidence, making Hinata a little jealous that she is not that confident, but she still respects him for it. They then enter the room together with Naruto opening the door for Hinata, getting a smile from her, and they both look at all the ninja hopefuls. Only about half the class stands out to them. There is a boy with a little white dog on his head sitting with his head on the desk. He seems to have similar red marks on his cheeks that Sim and the other Inuzukas have. There's Kiba, Naruto thinks. He is wearing a gray hooded jacket with black fur in the hood. The jacket is zipped up all the way, almost hiding the fishnet shirt under it completely. There is a boy sitting next to him with his hair up in a pineapple-like shape similar to Anko's. His hair is black though. He wears an open light gray jacket with a tight fishnet shirt under it. He seems to be sleeping on his desk next to Kiba. He learned from the old man his name was Shikamaru Nara. He actually knows all the kids' names in the class, having asked for them. Next to Shikamaru is a slightly chubby boy wearing a green jacket opened up with a beige shirt underneath it. He also had a white scarf around his neck. This would be Choji Akamichi. Up in a secluded desk all by himself is a guy wearing a big green jacket with the hood on his head. He has brown hair that is straight and hangs out of the hood a little. He is wearing some small black sunglasses and has a stoic look on his face. Naruto's gaze rests on him for a while. That is Shino Aburame. He is the heir to the Aburame clan. He is interested to get to know him due to hearing of the stoic attitude of most Aburames. On the other side of the room are a pink-haired girl wearing a red dress that hangs over some short blue ninja shorts. She has green sparkling eyes and seems to be eyeing some black-haired boy not far from her. The girl's name is Sakura Haruno. Not that she is important, she seems to be too thin and frail. Probably because of the boy she is staring at. Fangirl. Naruto thinks to himself she probably won't be a good ninja at all. She's cute, but not cute enough for him to start going for fangirls. Next to her is a pretty-looking girl with light blonde hair and teal-colored eyes. She is wearing a purple shirt that ends halfway down her stomach. Covering her stomach is some white medical tape. She also a purple-colored skirt to match her shirt. On her arms are white armbands that only show off a small amount of her shoulders. She is also staring at the black-haired boy across from them. She is not watching as intently as Sakura, but she is staring a bit. Her name is Ino Yamanaka. The black-haired boy they are staring at seems to be brooding with his hands latched together holding his head up. He has black hair that to Naruto is shaped like a duck's ass. He is wearing a blue shirt with the Uchiha clan symbol on the back of it. He also has similar armbands to Ino. He has white shorts on and looks mean and indifferent to the two girls staring at him. That is Sasuke Uchiha. His family was killed by his older brother not too long before the academy started. Because of that he just sits quietly and broods all the time, so not many girls are too interested in him at all. Only Sakura seems infatuated and Ino has a small crush that will probably end sometime later. In front of the class was a man wearing the standard Chunin outfit. He had brown hair and a ponytail. He also had the Konoha headband on with a blue cloth holding the plate on his head. This was their primary Chunin instructor, Irika. There was another man talking to him, possibly about the curriculum and the new students. He had light blue hair, it was almost white. He had his height headband, not sure how to spell it, as a bandana with the plate on the front of his head. His name is Mizuki. They both then turned to the class after a short conversation. Alright class, settle down and everyone take a seat. Naruto and Hinata head up to where Shino is sitting. Irika says politely, not seeing the angry glare that Mizuki is sending towards the back of his head. Hey, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, and this is my friend Hinata Hyuga. What's your name? He asks when he sits next to the hooded guy, who seems surprised at his introduction. Being an Aburame, people think they are weird being able to talk and control bugs from inside their bodies. I am Shino Aburame, Naruto-san. It is nice to meet your acquaintance, yours as well Hinata-san, he says in a monotone voice while on the inside he is curious about the boy next to him. Shino doesn't have any friends other than his insects, so he always wanted a friend to talk to but just waited for someone to start up the conversation. Nice to meet you to Shino-san. Hinata replies softly, also seeing earlier that he was sitting alone and feeling a little sad, but also relieved that she isn't the only one who felt all alone. The three of us are going to be great friends. She finishes in her mind happily. It is nice to meet you as well, Shino. Hopefully we will be great friends and ninja together, and please just call me Naruto, he says calmly, trying to stay focused in school to learn. Their thoughts were interrupted by Iruka. Alright, this is the Ninja Academy, and we will be teaching you how to be successful ninja of the Leaf Village. I am Iruka Yumino, and this is my assistant Mizuki. We will now go through roll call. Shino Abirame, followed by a quiet present. This went on until Naruto Uzumaki. Iruka didn't hate the boy, but he still didn't trust him very much. Nonetheless, he called his name calmly and nicely, receiving a here he would treat him like any other student and try to be fair to him. He has heard the stories about his abuse. All of the ninja in the village have. Most of the ninja respect his strength, knowing how hard it is to stay sane in the cruel ninja world. Only a small percentage actually don't like him, while some were indifferent. Mizuki is probably the only one to actually hate his guts anymore though. In the first year we are going to learn about the history of the Leaf Village, followed by some regular lessons on economics, math, ridding, and some of the other civilian teachings that everyone should know. The second year will be a little bit more advanced civilian teachings, and we will begin some physical skills and more hands-on learning, like kunai and shuriken throwing. We will also be doing some exercises and outdoor survival teaching along with stealth and how to lead a team. The third year will be the starting some basic taijutsu and muscle building workouts. We will also work on some speed and refining your stealth. The fourth year will be ninjutsu theory, followed by teaching the most basic jutsus that may just save your life in any battle. We will work on those until you have mastered them completely. The fifth and final year we will be putting all the ninja fields together and reviewing the academy jutsus. We will refine your speed, strength, and taijutsu and prepare you for your ninja career. Time skip 5 years. Naruto, wearing his normal clothes with his katana and wakizashi in the normal places at his side and horizontally on his back respectively, is seen walking around the village. He is now 13 years old but looks older, around 16 or 17. He is basically a clone of the 4th Hokage, but with whisker marks on his cheeks. He is around 6 feet 5 inches, weighing about 250 pounds of mostly muscle. His six-pack is now fully defined to the point that it looks like Kami carved it from the hardest stone imaginable and sculpted a masterpiece. He is ripped, with bulging biceps that are not too big, but just perfect in a woman's eyes. His hair is still around shoulder length, not wanting it to get too long, but it is still as spiky and untamed as it always was. His beautiful blue eyes make any woman almost faint from the sight of him looking over at them, his innocent expressions forcing them to do everything in their power not to jump him on the spot. He has made a good impression on the teachers of the academy. Most of them, even the ones that didn't necessarily like him, say he is easily at low to mid chunin level. His kenjutsu is downright deadly. Most people would hate to go head-to-head in a sword fight with him. His taijutsu is also really good, but not as good as his kenjutsu. His ninjutsu is advanced due to his work on his chakra control and kage bunshin. He has a pretty strong set of jutsu from his senseis, having been taught the secret of kage bunshin. He still only has the one strong genjutsu from kurinai to hide his scars with. Other than that, nothing that is effective works for him. He has also become quite adept in fuin jutsu as well. He is not a master by any means, but he can tell a lot of different seals out from others and eventually break them down and learn how they work. He is easily chunin, maybe even tokubetsu jonin, but he purposely let his academics drop a bit after that, aiming to be just average. He really just wanted to stay with his best friends Kiba, Shikamaru, Choji, Ino, Hinata, and Shino. He had made a lot of progress towards the civilians as well in the village, with about 55% respecting him and liking him. Around 15% still don't like him but leave him alone, and the last 30% are just plain indifferent. Hinata and Shino have become closer to Naruto also. Hinata is in love, but she has been all along. Shino has found a good friendship between them as Naruto constantly defended him against some bullies, even if he didn't ask or need him to do so. He sees him as a great person and friend, and he also knows how Hinata feels about him, but has chosen to keep it to himself. Hinata has grown much better as a ninja in person. She is much more confident, not stuttering at all around anyone anymore. She is one of the best girls in the class. Shino has also become more outgoing due to being around Naruto for the 5 years they were friends. He now talks much more than he did, not just talking when he felt he had something relevant to add. Kiba quickly became one of Naruto's best friends in the academy also. He is loyal and always helps out. It is probably because he can sense the alpha material in Naruto. Akamaru, Kiba's companion, also likes Naruto, and will obey him when needed. Naruto had gotten much closer to Hana as well, and he really likes her too, but he is conflicted at liking more than one girl. Hana has also talked to Anko and Ayam about sharing the blonde hottie after a couple years of friendship with them, because while the Inuzuka are territorial with their mates, they can also learn to share, but they will quickly attack any others that they don't approve of. The kids in the class see him as a really cool and nice guy, and everyone at least gets along with him. All except Sasuke and Sakura. Sasuke hates him because of his strength, and that he is better than him, and Sakura doesn't really hate him, but she just follows Sasuke's horrible example. Naruto spent time during the 5 years getting some extra training on the side from his senseis from before the academy, becoming closer and closer to them, especially Anko. He is starting to get worried about having to choose one of the girls to date. That's why he is on his way to the Hokage Tower to ask his Gigi for help. When he gets to the Hokage Tower, he greets the receptionist that is the same one who was working there for the last 6 years now. They quickly became friends, but nothing more than that. They got along quite well with each other. Then he sees the old man behind the desk grumbling something about paperwork and how it is the bane of his existence. Hey Gigi. I came to ask you for some help. Oh, and what do you need help with, Naruto-kun? He asks, genuinely curious. Well, I wanted some advice. I really came to like my sensei Enko, but I also like Hinata from the academy and Hana Inuzuka and I am from Ikaraku's. I was wondering if you knew what I should do. He asks timidly, a little embarrassed to be asking him a question like that. The old man just grins at his grandson's predicament, knowing full well what he is going to say to him. He is trying his best to hold his laughter for when he sees the look on his face. Date them all, he says simply. What? I can't do that to them, they deserve better than that, and besides they hate perverts. There is no way they would agree to share me, he says frowning. Remember what I told you all those years ago, something about me telling you when you're older. Well, that time is now, you see, you are the last of the Uzumaki bloodline. It is much too rare to let die out, so the council has agreed to place you under the CRA. That is short for the Clan Restoration Act, and you will need to marry multiple women. Naruto just blanks out and stares for a while, then does what most would do, passed out. Well, that went well. The old man thinks while laughing uncontrollably. Shortly later, Naruto wakes up and looks around to find himself on the ground in front of the Hokage's desk. Wow, old man, I just had the craziest dream ever. I came to you and asked for dating advice and you told me I was under some Clan Restoration Act or something. He says, shaking his head from the haze. I did, Naruto-kun. You need at the least 5 to 7 wives. He says calmly, while grumbling about young and lucky bastards. Naruto's jaw hits that ground at that 5 to 7 wives. That is a little ridiculous to him, but if he has to have at least 5 wives, then all the girls he likes will be with him and maybe more that he meets along the way. Am I going to be included in your harem? And Naruto-kun Kyoshi purrs to him suggestively, while hoping for a yes. If that makes you happy, Haim. Thinking to her teasingly while happy that she wants to be his first wife. They have gotten very close in the last couple years and talked every day. The Kyubi blushes like crazy at being called princess, and is also letting tears of joy fall from her beautiful face. I have finally found the one, the perfect person for me to be mates with. This is the best day of my life, she thinks happily, while running around and grabbing a nearby baby fox. He loves me, he really loves me, Kitsune-chan, I'm so happy, she yells while holding the young baby fox, while the fox just wags its tail in happiness for its friend. Now that his problem is solved, Naruto heads to the academy for his final test. The test that will make him into a full-grown ninja in the eye of the village. The test that will be the very first step in attaining his dreams. Chapter end. Naruto the Crimson Chain Wielder. Naruto is now headed to the Hinata's house to pick her up and walk to the academy together like they do every day. Good morning, Naruto-kun. Ready for us to become genin? She asks confidently, as she has really changed to the liking of her clan and herself. Her father had been very encouraging of her being close to Naruto even if the elders are not too pleased about the situation. Hell yeah, Hinata-chan. I've been ready for years now. So let's hurry to Shino's house and get him. He replies confidently and they head out on their way. They have been doing this together for years now, so she just nods and follows him. As they approach the Abderrahim clan home, they see Shino waiting for them patiently like he always does. Naruto sees him and smiles. Hey Shino, how are you today? I'm good, Naruto. How are you and Hinata-chan doing today? I'm doing good today, Shino-kun, thanks for asking. Hinata replies while she is inwardly nervous. This was the day that she would confess her feelings for Naruto. I wonder how he'll take it. She wonders. I'm good too, so are you ready to make genin? He asks as they begin their journey to the academy. I think all of us are going to make it no problem. I think I am ready, Naruto. But you have been ready to be at least a chunin for a couple years now, maybe more, and everyone knows it at the academy. Shino replies with a light chuckle as Hinata joins and giggling too as they continue on their way. They soon enter the academy and sit in their normal seats that they have always sat at ever since they first met on the first day. They always enjoyed sitting in the back of the class and talking to each other and their other friends while Iruka-sensei taught the others the things they already knew. Hey Naruto! What's up, bro? Are you ready to pass this test and become ninja? A voice calls out and Naruto turns to look at his best friend Kiba. Hey Kiba, I'm 100% sure I'm gonna pass, and I'm doing good today. How about you and Akamaru, think you're gonna pass? He questions back with a smile. Of course we're gonna pass, Naruto, what do you take us for? Kiba replies back with a laugh, which Naruto joins in on, and Shino, Hinata, and him take their seats after wishing him luck. Troublesome. Hey Naruto, how's it going? His good friend Shikamaru replies from in front of him, sounding bored. Hey Shika, I'm good, how about you? So you gonna pass or just say it's too troublesome and give up? Is his humorous reply with a hint of sarcasm, meaning it to be a joke and not an insult. Shikamaru just grins at his friend's comment and replies, you know my mom, it would be way too troublesome to hear her nag about me failing this test, so I guess I have to pass. Well, I know you don't need it, but good luck anyway, man. Naruto says back as he knew about the Nara clan, having been invited over before. Alright, class, settle down. Iruka says, trying to calm the teens down. It doesn't work. Quiet down please, still nothing. Shut up you idiots, I'm talking to you, he screams with his patented big head jutsu. Seeing the fear-stricken students' faces is always hilarious, which is another reason he likes to do that to them. Seeing that they are calm, he begins. Alright class, today is the final day of the Ninja Academy. I just want to say it's been an honor teaching you all these last 5 years. When I call your name, you will follow me into the dojo for target practice, and then the academy jutsu. Shino Abirame. He gets up and starts to walk up but feels someone grab his arm and turns around. Good luck, Shino, Naruto says, and Shino just nods in understanding with a quick thank you to his friend. Shortly later he comes up with a smile on his normally stoic face and goes to Naruto and gets congratulated. This goes on for a while, with Naruto giving Hinata a kiss on the cheek, and she also passed the test. Naruto Uzumaki. He then stands up but feels an arm grab him. Hinata was hanging on his arm and she kisses him on the cheek. He blushes a bit but can stand up to it more with all the teasing he gets from Anko, Kyoshi, and Hana. Good luck, Naruto-kun, she says with a beautiful pink tint to her face and a smile. Don't worry so much, I'll pass, no problem, then we'll all go out to dinner, my treat, he replies as he is walking away. Naruto enters the dojo to see Irika smiling at him, and he smiles back. He then notices Mizuki glaring at him from behind Irika and mentally frowns. He has always treated him a bit unfairly from the Chunin. Alright, you have 10 kunai and 10 shuriken each. You have to hit the targets from 30 meters away. 10 points for every bullseye, 7 for other miscellaneous kill shots. You need at least 70 points to pass on each. Not like that's a problem though, you always do way better than that. Irika finishes smiling. Good luck. Naruto heads to the line, and slows his breathing. He feels the weight of the kunais in his hands and pictures where he wants to hit the targets. After a short while he lets them all fly at the same time. All 10 kunais sailing through the air at a good speed and great balance. They each impact the target, and Naruto just turns around for the shuriken to see the faces of his instructors. Both of their jaws are now touching the ground. He just got a perfect score, each one of the kunai hitting at the middle circle of the target. 100 points, huh? That's my best yet. Awesome. Naruto nods happily. You just got 100 points, how is that possible? 70 I could see, but 100, that's highly advanced, especially for throwing them all at the same time. Irika states in disbelief. Mizuki just looks pissed off. Damn demon, I need him to get the forbidden scroll of sealing. How can I convince him if he doesn't fail? He keeps to himself. Well, I'll record that for the record books. Here are the 10 shuriken now. Throw them whenever you are ready, Irika says proudly. Alright, Naruto says as he takes the shuriken and heads back to the same line he was at before. Concentrating once again, he looks to the targets with all the shuriken in his hands. Soon, he lets them fly, and like the kunai he gets perfect scores. The teachers are now gaping. It wasn't luck like they thought after all, he is really that good. Congratulations, Naruto, but you're not done yet, you have to do the henge, kawarimi, and the bunshin jutsus, Irika stated proudly. Alright, easy, he replies as he henges into Mizuki, and replaces himself with the desk both of them were sitting behind. Can I do a different bunshin though? I have too much chakra to perform the regular one, he asks with his voice filled with hope. I suppose that's okay, Naruto, any type you know will do, Irika replies kindly, while Mizuki is fuming inwardly. He would have to find someone else to get the scroll. Sweet, then here goes Kage bunshin, Naruto says as 15 solid clones appear in the room in perfect rows of 5 with 3 in each row. Kage bunshins, how on earth did you learn that jutsu? That's a jonin level bunshin. Who taught that to you? Mizuki questions, barely hiding the venom in his voice. Naruto and Irika can sense a little of the hostility and frown. Anko taught it to me when I couldn't perform the regular bunshin and I just asked her for help. The Hokage said that it would be alright and I learned it too, he replies calmly, not letting the man's words get him down. Well, either way you passed, Naruto. Congratulations, Irika replies happily and hands him a high 8. Naruto accepts it and switches the regular blue cloth for a crimson one and puts it on his head and spins it so the plate is on the left side of his head instead of on his forehead. Naruto then enters the regular classroom with his best smile, making most of the girls blush from his good looks. He actually had many fangirls in the village instead of Sasuke because of how he acts all the time. He takes his seat in between his two best friends, and they congratulate him on a job well done. Hey Naruto, how many points did you get on the target practice test? Hinata whispers while Shino listens in as they were both wondering how good he did on the test. I got 200 points. He whispers back like it's no big deal and grins both of their shocked faces. Team placements will be next week in the same spot around 8:30 a.m., so don't miss them for anything, Irika states as the new genin leave the school as he watched them all leave while smiling happily. With the day at the academy done, Hinata, Shino, and Naruto head over to his favorite spot, Ikaraku's. Hey Ayam-chan, can the new ninja of the leaf get some service over here? Naruto asks playfully as he sits down. Ayam then looks at him and smiles while walking to the other side of the counter and hugging him tightly. This didn't seem to sit well with Hinata as she glared at her for a bit before letting it go, as she just hoped it was a brother and sister type bond. Ayam saw this and was a bit worried as she, Hana, and Anko were going to try and share him, but she was just a normal ramen girl and not a ninja. She felt like she would lose him to the others and didn't really want any more girls in their group. Congratulations Naruto-kun, you too Hinata-chan and Shino-kun, she said shaking off her mountain of mixed feelings. Thanks, they all reply together while Naruto gives her a tight hug, making her blush a bit as she sees him blush too, giving her a lot of hope. Ayam then gets to work on their usual orders. Seeing them eat there often made her remember them by heart. So, do you two know of anybody who didn't pass the test of our grade? Naruto asks. He had heard about the fangirls all failing. Well, most of your fangirls failed along with Sakura Haruno. Shino replies while somewhat happy that they will have less fangirls to deal with. Yeah, that's all I heard too. Hinata adds in. Yeah, that's about all I heard too. Maybe if they would have trained harder they could have passed with us. But there's always next time. Shortly after they get their food and start to eat while talking about everyday things, suddenly Kiba with Akamaru, Choji, and Shikamaru all run into the stand wearing their new headbands in a hurry. Hey Naruto, you know that one girl, Sakura Haruno, right? She stole the forbidden scroll of sealing and the Hokage is ordering all ninja available to find her, Kiba says quickly while also trying to catch his breath. Well, catch your breath for a while, me, Shino, and Hinata will head out to search for her. I'll give you guys 5 minutes to catch your breath and then go the opposite way that we go. Stick together and don't try to scare her off too much, alright? Hinata, Shino, time to go. Naruto states in a serious voice, the voice of a true leader. All of his friends obey him without question and the group of 3, 2 boys and a girl head out, followed 5 minutes later by another group of 3, this one all guys. Alright you two, Hinata-chan, I need you to activate your Byakugan and search all around for Sakura. Shino, I need you to send your bugs out in all the directions we aren't currently going towards. I will also send out Kage Bunshins to search as well, understand? He says calmly while his 2 teammates just follow his orders with no hesitation. Something about the blonde just made you want to help him in any way you could. Hi, they both respond and get to their tasks. I will alert you if my bugs find anything, Shino says calmly. After spending around 15 minutes, Shino's bugs finally spot Sakura. Naruto, Sakura is about a mile to our east looking through the forbidden scroll. He says calmly. Alright, good job Shino, can you see her, Hinata-chan? Naruto asks. Hi, but that's not all, it seems like Mizuki and Iruka-sensei are on their way towards her also. I estimate that Iruka will be there in 1 minute and Mizuki in 2, she says quickly while trying to catch her breath. Alright, we should be there in about 4.5 or 5 minutes if we hurry. Start channeling more chakra to your legs and let's go. However, he sees they are tired. Never mind you two, you should rest up and I'll go on ahead alone. What, but we want to help you, we aren't too tired. Hinata says, trying to convince him to stay. He's right Hinata-chan, we won't make it in time. With his stamina he will make it, plus there are 2 senseis there to help. He will be fine, Shino says, acting as the voice of reason even if he wants to go too. Seeing his point, she reluctantly agrees. Alright, you go ahead and we'll catch up later. The 2 friends then sit down and watch him disappear into the night. Be safe please Naruto-kun, Hinata thinks. Naruto soon makes it to see Mizuki up in a tree and Iruka against an old shack with kunai surrounding him, and one deep into his left leg. Sakura, don't give him the scroll, he is trying to trick you to take it. Iruka yells out. Don't listen to him Sakura, he is just trying to make it so you can't get Sasuke. He doesn't want you to find the man of your dreams, Mizuki says equally as loud as Iruka, and the worst part is Sakura is believing him. I'll get Sasuke-kun to love me no problem. Iruka-sensei must be jealous that I found true love and he didn't, she screeches dumbly, only with slight hesitation as she is really scared. She then starts walking over to the tree Mizuki is in and is about to throw the scroll up to him. Hey Sakura, I wouldn't give that scroll to him, he is a traitor to the village and you're just playing right into his hands, Naruto calmly states as he walks out into the open, getting everyone's attention on him. Haha, the demon, ha, I never thought I would see you here. Mizuki taunts him. You probably want the scroll for yourself, but first, tell me, do you know why people seem to hate you? Mizuki asks. Why? Naruto asks, pretending to not know, even though he has known for many years now. Mizuki, no, it's against the Sandame's law, it's forbidden. Iruka yells, hoping to stop him from telling the truth to Naruto. 13 years ago the 9-tailed fox attacked our village and killed many of our civilians and ninja. The beast was said to be unstoppable. There was no way the 4th Hokage could kill the fox, so he sealed it away into a baby boy. You were that boy Naruto, you are the 9-tailed fox. Mizuki yells and starts laughing like a crazy person. Well, what, he is the fox? Sakura asks, getting confused and really scared. She never really liked Naruto, he always beats Sasuke in their spars. If Mizuki is saying he is the 9-tailed fox, then it must be true. He's a demon, I have to spread the word to everyone and then Sasuke-kun will love me. He must have been cheating in all of those spars anyway. She thinks dumbly. Haha, you're one hell of a fool, Mizuki. Me and Kyoshi-chan are completely different beings. I've already known about the fox for about 6 years. Naruto finally admits. This seems to make Mizuki angry. Really then, well, I guess it's time to kill you, demon. He says as he grabs his giant shuriken off his back, getting ready to throw it. He then does, but something unexpected for everyone happens, as Naruto is reaching for his katana and readying a technique with his chakra chains. Shino and Hinata jump in front of him, and each throw a kunai to deflect the giant shuriken. Now Naruto is worried. What if they heard what he said? Will they still like me? He thought sadly, but he realized that it's not the time to be depressed, so he issues his orders. Shino, Hinata-chan, go and get Sakura and the scroll back to the Hokage while me and Irika stay to fight, he says calmly, while still a bit scared of their reaction to him. They both look back at him, and he can tell that they don't think any differently about him, which makes him very happy inside. Alright Naruto-kun, right away, Hinata replies, let's go Shino-kun. Seeing his nod, both of them go to grab Sakura. When she resists, Hinata is forced to knock her out while Shino takes the scroll. Hey, give me that scroll, Mizuki commands as he jumps as fast as he can at the unsuspecting friends. Too bad he wasn't fast enough, as Naruto hits him from the side. If you ever lay a hand on Hinata-chan or Shino, I'll kill you, Naruto says in a voice that would make any sane man wet himself, but it reassures his two friends that he is truly a good person and a great friend. Unfortunately, Mizuki is not a sane man at all. Oh, really now? What are you gonna do to stop me, demon? I'll destroy you with one punch, he yells arrogantly, completely missing the fact that Hinata and Shino are long gone now. Try it, fool. Give me your best shot and I'll return it 1,000-fold. Naruto states in the same tone as earlier. Kagebun Shinjutsu, Naruto called out, and Mizuki's eyes then widen in fear. All around are hundreds of shadow clones. They are covering the area all around, in the trees and on the ground. Well, Mizuki team, if you're just gonna stand there, I guess we'll come to you. And Mizuki's eyes widen as they see all the clones waiting and watching Mizuki. Incredible, he can make this many and still keep going? Irika thinks to himself as he watches in awe. What the hell, this must be the demon's power at work. Mizuki thinks as he could only stare in fear and wait for the beating of a lifetime. He doesn't have to wait long as all the clones jump down on him and start punching and kicking away at him, leaving only a bruised body in the shape of Mizuki left on the ground. Maybe I overdid it a little bit, Naruto says, scratching the back of his head after the massive beatdown. That was incredible, Naruto. Good thing you made it here when you did. I could have been much worse off if you didn't. Irika says honestly. Come on, you can help take me to the hospital. I'm sure Hinata and Shino have already made it back to the Hokage and are fixing the problem. Once they make it to the hospital, Hiruzen is outside waiting for them with a couple of medics as he stares proudly at Naruto. I see you have made it back in one piece, Irika-kun, he said to them happily. Irika just smiles sheepishly as Naruto grins brightly. I did with Naruto's help, Hokage-sama. Without him, I surely would have died there, he said with gratitude while Naruto begins to blush a bit in embarrassment at their proud looks. Ah yes. I had heard of the success. I'm proud of you, Naruto-kun, and I'm sure your clan and your parents would be proud as well, he said happily as the medics took Irika away. I had also received the Hidden Village's scroll from Shino-kun and Hinata-chan, along with Sakura Haruno. What will happen to her anyway? She has still failed, I'm afraid, and even if she somehow took the scroll, she can't pass, he stated simply. Now head on home and be ready to be placed on a team tomorrow, Naruto-kun. In the Hokage's office the next day, there are a bunch of jonin standing patiently in front of Hiruzen's desk. Hey, Nai-chan, can you believe it? The Hokage is giving me a chance to be a jonin sensei, Enko asks, standing next to all her friends, pretty much bouncing up and down in excitement. She had really always wanted to be a sensei and attain jounin rank, but the council had turned her down all the time. Thankfully, the Hokage had finally gotten it through and she was now a proud jounin. In honor of her new promotion, she had decided to cover up a bit, and she wore the standard jounin jacket proudly as she could now show off her new rank. Secretly though, she had put something on so Naruto would be happy that she wouldn't be showing so much. She also changed her burnt orange skirt to mid-thigh burnt orange shorts instead. I think you would make a great sensei, Enko-chan. Just try not to hurt them too much, Kurenai says playfully with a small giggle, with Hana and Yugogo joining in on. Oh, that's no fun, Nai-chan. I won't have my team considered weak. It would make me look bad to the village, well, worse anyway, she says, getting a bit sad. She was always treated unfairly, and hasn't had many people like her for being herself. The only ones she worried about liking her were Hana Inuzuka, Sama Inuzuka, Yugogo Yuzuki, Kurenai Yuhi and her favorite, Naruto Uzumaki. Kurenai, seeing this, tries to comfort her. Don't listen to what the other people of the village think, Enko-chan. She whispers softly to her friend. Think about Naruto-kun. He was hated, beaten, stabbed, burned, and other terrible things because of what he holds. If he can deal with that, then I know you can deal with this. You're a strong woman after all, Enko-chan. Yeah, Enko-chan, don't get so down, you know we all love you. Hana adds in with Yugogo nodding along with the other two women. Enko then starts to think and a smile comes to her face. Not a sadistic creepy smile, but a beautiful genuine smile. You're right, Nai-chan. If Naruto-kun can handle it, then I can too. I also love you three like family as well. Naruto had truly become her rock and is a great inspiration to her. Ever since they met, his never-give-up attitude no matter how hard things got motivated her and got her through the days. Without Naruto, she would have probably been depressed all the time and distanced herself from everyone. Alright, let's begin the assigning of the Jonin senseis. The elderly voice of the Sandaime Hokage calls out, shaking all the others in the room from their conversations and personal thoughts. Team 1's Jonin sensei will be, I'm skipping these until Team 7. Team 7's sensei will be Anko Mitarashi, teaching Kiba Inuzuka, Sai, and Naruto Uzumaki, purposely keeping a delay for mentioning Naruto's name, waiting to see how Anko will respond. And oh way, Anko screams mentally, did he just say I get to teach Naruto-kun? What? I get to teach Naruto-kun. Enko screams happily, and then blushes hoping that nobody noticed the kun suffix of his name. Kun? Is something going on between you and Naruto? A lazy-sounding man with gravity-defying silver hair says to her. He wears his headband on a diagonal with it covering his left eye. He also has a black ninja mask covering his face up to the middle of his nose. Shut up, Kakashi. All the girls yell together, speaking in Enko's defense, making him even more sure that he is right. The increasing blush on her face helps too, not that he minded. He knew who Naruto was after all. This is the best thing to ever happen to me. Enko says, almost crying in joy, while her friends all smile happily that their close friend and sister in all but blood is happy. They of course knew that she was in love with the little hot blonde, just like Hana was. Moving on, teammates Jonin-sensei will be Kurenai Yuhi teaching Shino Aburame, Hinata Hyuga, and Sasuke Uchiha. Team 9 is already made from last year, so Team 10's Jonin-sensei will be Asuma Sarutobi teaching Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akamichi, Naruto the Crimson Chain Wielder. In the classroom on the day of the team placements, Naruto and all his friends couldn't wait to see whose team they were on. Naruto and his friends were sitting at their usual spot in the class with Shino, and Hinata said she had to go to the bathroom. With that situation with Mizuki, I didn't confess to him, I should do it after school today. Hinata thinks with a blush as she washed up and thought of how she was going to do it. I'm ready to do it, I will after school. I could ask him to take a walk with me and go to the Hokage monument. Hinata has now made her mind up about her little plan and starts to head into the classroom to her seat next to Naruto. What she didn't know is that as she moves towards Naruto, Sakura is telling everyone in the village that Naruto is a demon and that he should not be trusted. Some seemed to listen to her while some of the ones who had really changed for the better defended him. This seems to spread as the others, who seem to listen to the ones who say he is not the demon but a good boy. This makes Sakura really angry. She stomps off going home because even with the forbidden scroll she didn't have enough chakra to use anything in it. Damn these stupid villagers, they should be agreeing and praising me, not calling me a liar. Now Sasuke-kun won't like me anymore. Hinata sits down next to the curious-looking Naruto. So, what took you so long? Thinking about me? Naruto asks teasingly. She was gone for a while and they never hide anything from each other, so he's really curious. Oh, nothing, Naruto-kun, she says, blushing a bit. Only serving to make him more suspicious. Please tell me. I promise I wouldn't tell anyone else. Naruto pleads, making his best puppy dog eyes look. Seeing the really cute look, she is forced to hold herself to her seat to stop herself from glomping him at how cute he is. Sorry, but you'll find out later, Naruto-kun, I promise. Hinata says while struggling to hold her resolve under his puppy dog eyes looking right at her. Naruto just looks away and pouts, weakening her resolve some more, but she set up a perfect plan to break it to him, and she wants it to be perfect. I'm sure she will tell you, Naruto. Just later, Shino replies, knowing what she is talking about, and chuckles a bit at the interaction. Oh come on, you guys should know most of all that I hate surprises. I can't wait that long. He complains childishly, which only makes them and some others who overheard them chuckle more. They are all brought out of their thoughts when they hear, good morning class, or should I say genin. Iruka says proudly, this was a fun group of students to teach. Alright everyone, I just want to say I'm very proud of all of you, and it was an honor to teach you all. Now let's start the team placements. Team 1 will be, I'm skipping until Team 7 like I did earlier. Team 7 will be Naruto Uzumaki, Kiba Inuzuka, and Sai under the Jonin-sensei of Anko Mitarashi. Naruto and Kiba are happy to be on the same team, and Naruto is happy about having Anko as their sensei, but he is a little sad that Hinata and Shino are not on his team. Also, he has never heard of the other person on their team. Hey, Iruka-sensei, who is Sai? Kiba asks, interrupting Iruka, probably wondering the same thing that Naruto is. Well, there weren't enough students to pass the test, so Hokage-sama had found a suitable genin-level ninja and added him to your team. Oh okay. Team 8 will be Shino Aburame, Hinata Hyuga, and Sasuke Uchiha under the Jonin-sensei Kurenai Yuhi. Team 9 is already made, so Team 10 will by Ino Yamanaka, Choji Akamichi, and Shikamaru Nara under the Jonin-sensei Asuma Sarutobi. Iruka finishes. Hinata and Shino are happy to at least be on each other's team but are a little sad that Naruto isn't with them. They are also not too happy at having Sasuke on their team and are at least hoping that their sensei will keep him in line. They both already knew a little about their sensei, hearing that she is the genjutsu mistress of Konoha, and Kurenai had brought Hinata to class sometimes. Ino Yamanaka is a little bit sad at not being on Sasuke's team but has been having some second thoughts of pursing him anyway. She just hopes that her other teammates are at least nice to hang out around. Choji and Shikamaru are happy too, they are just hoping to get along with Ino, while Shikamaru hopes that she is not bossy. Sasuke is absolutely indifferent to his teammates, just hoping they won't get in the way of his ambitions. Alright everyone, wait here for your senseis to pick you up, and good luck in the future, and keep the village as your number one thing to protect, Iruka says as he leaves the school. Alright, I'm gonna give all the Gakis my super awesome entrance, you guys should go in first, and then I'll come in, Anko says with one of the biggest grins ever on her face. Fine, let's go then, Kurenai says, as she leaves the Hokage's office. This is going to be so awesome. I can't wait to see the looks on Naruto-kun's face when he sees my amazing entrance. Anko thinks to herself happily, while hoping he really thinks it's cool. As the students are all waiting, a new kid comes into the room. He is a deathly pale white, while wearing black ninja pants on, and he wears a short black jacket with red straps. Also on his back is a small backpack on. On his back is Tonto. The rest of his outfit consisted of a shinobi sandals and gloves with his index fingers and thumbs exposed. I am Sai. The boy says simply. I am to be placed on a team with Naruto Uzumaki and Kiba Inuzuka. Where are they? He questions even more stoically than Shino was before he met Naruto. That would be me. I'm Naruto, and the guy with the dog on his head at Kiba Inuzuka, and the dog would be Akamaru. Nice to meet you, Sai. Naruto responds kindly while looking over the new genin. Yeah, it's nice to meet you as well. Kiba responds also, doing the same as Naruto is. Sai just nods and sits down to wait for the team's sensei. Both of them find him a bit weird, and especially that he is wearing a jacket that only covers half of his torso, but they won't judge, and they hope they can get along. Shortly, a man with brown eyes, short, black spiky hair and a beard. His clothing consisted of the standard Konoha ninja uniform with the sleeves rolled up halfway, a flak jacket, regular shinobi sandals and forehead protector. He also wore the 12 Guardian Ninja sash that had the kanji for fire marked on it around his waist. Alright Team 10, you're with me, I am Asuma Saratobi. Next to him was one of Naruto's old senseis, Kurina Yuhi, and she was staring at him. He looked into her eyes and she looked back and waved happily at him, which he returned quickly. I am Kurina Yuhi, and I am the Jonin sensei for Team Ig. She was cut off by 2 kunai flying through the window and sticking into the ceiling with a banner attached to them. A black blur then shot through the already broken window and landed in front of the banner that read the great, the powerful, the sexy and single Anko Mitarashi, revealing the Jonin with a shit-eating grin on her face. I am Anko Mitarashi, and I am Team 7's Jonin sensei. She says loudly only to find the students staring at her like she has a second head. Woohoo, that was awesome Anko sensei, it was perfect. Naruto yells out and starts clapping, making the woman blush and smile. He was also happy that she had finally covered herself up more so that no other guys could see her. That thought got him to blush a little, as he was quite possessive of the women he likes. Ha, I knew he would like it, Anko thought to herself. Thanks Gaki, now gather the team and meet in front of training ground 44 in 30 minutes. She then jumps out the same window, leaving a somewhat fuming Kurinai because she was interrupted. As I was saying before, I am Kurina Yuhi and I am Team 8's Jonin sensei. Come with me, she says while walking away as Naruto and his teammates all jump out the broken window, but not before Hinata tells him to meet her later. Alright guys, we have about 5 more minutes to get there, let's speed up a bit, Naruto says while taking charge, and both comply with little thought. Strange, I already feel at ease in his presence. Sai thinks to himself. Danzo is his master. Sai is from Danzo's root program and is supposed to only do what Danzo commands. However, Naruto's orders remind him of his lost brother Shin. His voice doesn't have any type of fear laced into his words to force me to follow. Strange indeed. He finishes his thoughts as they make it to where Anko told them to. Not bad, the Gakis made it in time. Not too surprising with Naruto on this team. He is almost Jonin level already. Anko says mentally. Well, good work getting here. We will introduce ourselves and then be done for the day. You guys will have a test tomorrow after all, she says with a grin that makes them all shiver. I'll go first. I am Anko Mitarashi. I like my friends Kurinai-chan, Hana-chan, and Yugago-chan, and Sum-chan. I also love to eat dango and drink sake. I dislike perverts, rapists, traitors, child beaters, and anyone who judges people before even knowing them. My dream is to one day settle down with someone I love and have a big family. I'll go next then. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I like foxes, ramen, my friends, the village, kenjutsu, fuinjutsu, and training. I dislike child beaters, rapists, and people who threaten my friends and my village. My dream is to be a legendary ninja, know all over the world when I grow up. I also want to rebuild my clan and have a nice family with the ones I love. Naruto finishes determinedly, getting smiles from Anko and Kiba, while Sai seems a bit conflicted. Alright, name's Kiba Inuzuka. I like my friends, dogs, my companion Akamaru, and training. I dislike people who hurt animals, and people who screech and are too loud. It hurts my ears. I also dislike traitors and people who threaten my friends and village. My dream is to be the best Inuzuka clan head and to have a family. Kiba responds. My name is Sai. I don't really know what I like and I don't dislike anything. I don't think I have any dreams. Sai finishes stoically while doing his best to think of something to say. Weird, everyone thinks together as they slowly come to terms with their weird student/teammate. Okay then. Like I said, go home and rest up for tomorrow. You will all be having a test to see if I will train you or send you back to the academy crying. Meet here at 6 am tomorrow, Ja-ni, she says and shins out of there. Alright then, I guess we better prepare for this test then. Don't worry about it though, I'm sure if we work together we can pass the test, Naruto says and grins when he sees both of them nod. Alright then, go home and rest and remember to get up early to get a good breakfast for tomorrow. I'll meet you guys here tomorrow, Naruto says and also shins out of the area to his apartment to get ready to meet up with Hinata. On his way over to the spot that he was asked to meet up with Hinata, Naruto begins to think of how he will tell her and the other women he is interested in about the CRA. I wonder how they'll take it. I hope they don't try to beat me into the ground. I do remember the time Anko caught me staring at her, though he wasn't hit or anything, just tortured with her teasing. I wonder which I could stand more, beatings or Anko's teasing? He ponders seriously on his journey. In the distance he hears his name and looks to his beautiful friend coming towards him. I thought we could talk a walk, the two of us. We will be much busier now that we are ninjas, so let's have some fun. Hinata says, and then they begin their walk towards the Hokage monument. As they approach it, Naruto gets nervous, choosing to start his explanation of the CRA. Hinata, he says, getting her attention. I have something to say and something to ask. You already know I have a bloodline, the chakra chain's bloodline, which makes me the last known member of the Uzumaki clan. So in order for the Uzumaki clan to survive, I have to have multiple wives, he says, letting the information sink in. He then starts to get red and stutters out. I have developed more than friend feelings for you over the long time we have known each other. I would like to date you, but I had to let you know about that before we went any farther. Looking over to her face, he sees her looking at him with a serious face, one that didn't show any anger. Then, she just smiled at him and began speaking. Well, I guess I never thought of it like that, but I have had strong feelings for you and I know that we can make things work out. Hinata says, almost tearing up at the special moment they are sharing together. There's a little more I have to tell you, he says as he hugs her, hoping that she really understands what he has to do. He really does love her, and he could imagine himself with her forever. I am required to have at least 5 to 7 wives in the future. I hope that you can still be with me, and I hope you can accept the others that I may come to love as well. I love you too much, he says as he tightens his grip on her. She isn't too surprised at what was said, as she was taught about how clans work, and knew that he was the last of his. She also knows he will treat any woman that he comes to love equally. Okay, Naruto-kun, I can accept that as long as you treat us all as equals. I love you too, she says, and quickly and passionately kisses him on the lips. After that they sit on the forest head and watch the sunset, and have a good conversation. Both of them leave the mountain as happy as they could possibly get, and head home for the night. The next morning Naruto wakes up with a huge smile on his face, having remembered what happened yesterday. Oh, I better see Kyoshi-chan too, he says, and enters his Mindscape. He begins searching for her, and sees her sleeping in a hammock in the forest. He gently creeps up to her, and sees how cute she looks while sleeping, and almost decided to let her sleep, but he kisses her on the lips anyway. She begins to open her eyes and kisses him back. I could wake up this way every day, she says suggestively with a genuine smile on her face. What's up, Naruto-kun? She asks curiously, as she can tell he looks a bit nervous. I have talked to Hinata-chan and she has agreed to try and work things out, so I have come to you to tell you that I love you and I would like it if you could also work with us to become a happy family, he says, shocking her. But she lets a few tears drop from her beautiful face and hugs him tightly. Do you even have to ask? Of course I'll be with you. Forever, she answers with as much conviction as she can muster, making him smile happily. Great, is all he says before kissing her again. I couldn't imagine a world without having you right next to me in it, Kyoshi-chan. I wouldn't be able to go on at all if I didn't have you to be there for me, he said honestly while Kyoshi cries at his loving words to her. Sorry, but I have to go now and get ready for my test in an hour. I will see you later, Kyoshi-chan. I couldn't live without you either, and I know you will treat everyone the same, so I can agree to let you have others, but not too many. Bye-bye, Naruto-kun, she replies happily while making sure he understood not to have too many women. This is the best day in all my years of life. The next morning Naruto heads to the training ground that the team was supposed to meet at and is alone, being a couple minutes early. With his enhanced hearing he hears something flying towards him. With his eyes widened he moves his head out of the way. Not bad, Naruto-kun. His sensei and hopefully girlfriend later, Anko calls out. Although I'm not really surprised you're Jonin level with all the training Nai-chan, Yu-chan, Sum-chan, and I gave you all those years ago. Not to mention the training you did on your own during the academy, she says while grinning wildly. Can't you ever just say hello? He asks with some fake irritation but then smiles with her. Anyway, looks like the team is all here now, he says, and just when he does, Sai and Kiba appear at his sides. Yeah, well it looks like you would make a good team captain, Naruto. What do you think, Sai? Kiba, Anko asks, as she knows that he is the strongest and that Kiba would already follow his orders. I would follow him any time and any place, Kiba says while grinning with Akamaru barking in agreement. What do you think, Sai? Naruto Taicho has a nice ring to it. Sai seems to really think about this for a minute. I will agree with your judgment, Kiba. I will help you out, Naruto Taicho, he says calmly and with honesty. He knew that he shouldn't, but Danzo has always been harsh on him and the others en route, taking their emotions away and making them mindless drones. Sai, however, was lucky to not have been too far gone, and he didn't completely turn into the darkness to be able to have a shot at some amount of normalcy. He would much rather prefer to follow his brother Shin's ideals that he sees in Naruto. Then it's official. I will be the captain of this team in Anko's absence, Naruto replies confidently, making the others smile. Alright then, team, let me explain your test to you, Anko replies with a grin that disturbs them a bit. This test will not be very easy. What you are going to do is find a man named Kakashi Hatake. Once you do, you will have to retrieve and bring to me his orange book. Is that understood? Anko asks seriously. You will have until the end of today to achieve it. If you do it quickly, we will do our first mission. Now get to it. Then she shuns away, not giving them any other help with the test. She wanted to give them a hard test after all. Alright team, first off, do any of you know a Kakashi Hatake? Naruto asks as he takes charge of the situation, seeing that they named him captain. He is called the copycat ninja of Konoha, said to have copied over 1,000 jutsu. He has silver gravity-defying hair, he wears his headband on a diagonal with it covering his left eye. He also has a black ninja mask covering his face up to the middle of his nose. He possesses a Sharingan in the eye socket he covers, but I don't know how he got it. Sai informs them, having to know all the high-level shinobi of their village and the others. He didn't think that he should have said all the information, but Danzo said to help in any way he could, and he didn't mind helping the blonde for some reason. Good work, Sai. Any idea of where we could find him, or how attached he is to this book of his? Naruto replies kindly to his new teammate. At first he really seemed weird, but with that help, he would give him a chance. Sai got a bit conflicted at Naruto's praise as he hadn't had much of it at all, but he quickly shook it off. It is said that he always has that book with him, so he is probably very attached to it. As to where he would be, I don't know. Alright, do you know about him at all, Kiba? Naruto questions his other teammate. No idea, Naruto Taicho, sorry. Don't worry about it. Let's just head back to the village. We can then question people for information, as he seems to be a pretty famous guy, and it's all we can really do for now. So let's get to it. Naruto commands calmly but not forcefully. Hi Taicho, and they all get on their way. The team is now searching for this man named Kakashi Hatake throughout the village. They decided together that they should never split up to cover more ground. Naruto left a wireless headset with each of them so he would be informed if they found something and vice versa. He also made clones and hinged them into random civilians and began asking around. He then suddenly thought that he could just ask the Hokage about Kakashi and went on his way there, hoping that the old man would give him something good. He immediately sets out there and gets there in only about 10 minutes, which is impressive with him starting at the other side of the village. Once entering his office, he greets his secretary friend and he decided to not give away too much information as he didn't think he would get help if the old man knew it was his test. He looks up to see the old man sitting behind the desk like he usually is and asks, Hey Gigi, I had heard some rumors about a guy named Kakashi Hatake. I heard he was a really good nin at ninjutsu and I was wondering if he could show me a thing or two. He asked, trying to sound convincing, which he did with all of the things he went through in life. Kakashi, you say? I could probably point you to several locations in the village, he says while not seeing that question as being strange knowing their sensei. He had already had an idea of her test, and he decided to help out. He then gets a map out, and points to 3 places that he knows Kakashi likes to visit. Alright, thanks old man. Naruto says as he shins out of the room and starts to head to the first location, while informing his team members. Hey guys, I have 3 places to look, I asked the Hokage. Kiba head over to the bookstore on the west side of the village, Sai go to the bars on the eastern edge, and I will head to Training Ground 7. If you don't spot him in either of those places, meet me at Training Ground 7, you guys got it? He says, speaking into the headset he is wearing. Got it, Naruto Taicho. I'm heading to the bookstore now, good luck. Kiba replies, yes Taicho, I will head to the park now. Sai replies, good luck team. Naruto says as he gets to the location of Training Ground 7. Nearing Training Ground 7, Naruto goes into stealth mode. He jumps to the trees and suppresses his chakra so he is not discovered. Looking around the field, the only things he can see are 3 training posts, and a lake on the right side of the field. I don't really see anything, but maybe I haven't checked enough yet, he thinks to himself. As he is restarting his search, Kiba and Said both are having similar results in their searches. They decide that they will look around for about 5 more minutes and head to Training Ground 7 and regroup with Naruto. Back with Naruto, it has now been about 3 more minutes and still nothing until out of the corner of his eye, he sees a man. He can only see his back, but he had the same type of hair that Sai and described to him. This could be him, let's check it out. He moves to a better location as quietly as he could and saw the same diagonal headband and mask from the description. He was just standing in front of some kind of stone with his hands in his pockets looking depressed. Hey, guys, I got eyes on the man matching our target's information. He is at the training ground, start heading here. I don't know when he will be leaving, so really run to get here. What we're gonna do is have both of you attack him from the east and west while I jump in and attack him from behind. You guys understand the plan? He says quietly so he doesn't give off his position behind Kakashi, who is really lost in thought. I got it loud and clear. Let's do this. Kiba says with his normal enthusiasm. Understood Taicho. Sai responds after him while thinking that the plan is a really good one. Good, how much time will it take you guys to get here? Their captain asks again. 5 minutes tops. Kiba replies. I'll be there in 2. Sai responds. Alright, we'll wake up for you Kiba, we are all in this together. There are no lone wolves on this test. Naruto responds with his normal leader-like voice which gives them extra confidence. Hi Taicho, they reply, both sounding a bit excited at this. After all, it is just the beginning of their first mission together. Naruto, the Crimson Chain Wielder. Kakashi had just left the memorial stone and was now walking down the street with his absolute favorite book in his hands, ignoring the glares and killing intent on him from the women of the village. He loved seeing their reactions every time he read the book. That was really why he did it, to annoy people. Jiraiya was also a really good author, but we'll save that for another time. While he was reading, his eyes suddenly widened. 3 kunais came flying at him from 3 different directions. Jumping out of the way while still shamelessly reading his perverted book, he starts to look all around him discreetly. Wow, these guys are pretty good, they are pretty much completely hidden from me, Kakashi thought. Alright team, here's what we're going to do, me and Kiba will attack him for a while. We will try to tire him out, and that's where you come in. Sai, take his book and get out while we distract him. We will meet you on top of the academy. Everyone get the plan? Naruto questions quietly but still firmly so Kakashi doesn't hear them. Hi Taicho. Good, then let's do this, Kiba, Naruto says as he jumps out of cover and rushes at Kakashi with low jonin speed. He throws a punch to Kakashi's face which he avoids, but what he didn't realize is that Naruto was just a distraction. Jijin Bunshin. Man Beast Clone, Kiba calls out as Akamaru transforms into a second Kiba. Getsuga, Fang Passing Fang, is his next jutsu called as he and Akamaru both run, jump, and start spinning like drills towards Kakashi. Their teamwork is really good. Maybe I should get more serious, Kakashi thinks as he finds that he is in a bad stance from avoiding Naruto's punch. So he starts to put his book away to do a kawarimi, replacement, only to have it stolen by a black ink-like snake. Choji Giga, Super Beast imitating drawing. Jutsu is a success, Sai says as he lets out an uncharacteristic smirk at the now enraged Kakashi, who just narrowly got his technique off in time. Give me that book back now, Genin, or I will take it from you. I will warn you though, I won't take it back very nicely, Kakashi says a bit more venomously than he really should have while pulling out a kunai. Kids really shouldn't be reading that book, so just give it back. Well, we'll be needing your little book to pass our Genin test, and I plan on having my team pass, Naruto says defiantly while Kakashi's eyes widen in horror, knowing just who wants his book and what they will do if they have it. No, I won't have Anko getting my book, Kakashi yells angrily while getting ready to charge them. Time to go now, good luck Kiba, Naruto Taicho. Sai thinks to himself as he turns, takes out his scroll and quickly draws a bird. Choji Giga Jutsu, Super Beast imitating drawing, and jumps on the bird that appears. Kakashi seeing this runs at him as fast as he can. Kiba. Smoke bombs now, Naruto commands and his order is followed instantly. Naruto then pulls out his katana, and runs to catch up to where Kakashi was last seen before the smoke appeared. Using his slightly enhanced sense of hearing, he easily found him. A loud clang was heard and after a short time the smoke dissipated, showing Naruto with his katana against Kakashi's kunai. Kiba, let's regroup with Sai at the meeting spot now, Naruto says as he pushes off from Kakashi's kunai and regroups with Kiba as they both start running away. Kakashi of course follows them so they don't get away and he quickly grabs both of them. Sorry, but I will need the location of the meeting spot where Sai is headed to before I let you both go, Kakashi says shakily as he really tries to control his anger, while releasing a small amount of killing intent on them, not really affecting them due to training together as kids, and they trained really hard. They only look at each other and start to chuckle. Oh Kakashi, if only you could see that you don't have us at all, Naruto says as Kiba, Akamaru, and him all disappear in a puff of smoke. What? How did they get away? Kakashi asks himself as he begins to review the short skirmish that just took place. Just when Kiba had thrown the smoke bombs, Naruto had made 3 Kage Bunshins. One for him, Kiba, and Akamaru. As the Naruto clone and Kiba and Akamaru clones were blocking Kakashi's path to Sai, the originals were already running away. Smart, by making clones with them running away he made sure that I followed the wrong path which made the originals all get a clean getaway. Anko's team will go far if Naruto will be leading them. But for now I have to get my book back as soon as I can, Kakashi thought while being both impressed with their skill and angry that they stole his book. He was also torn as he did want them to pass but he also loved his precious book too. The team is now seen grinning and panting at the same time at their meeting place on top of the academy. Great job team, that was perfect execution, we couldn't have done better, Naruto confesses happily making Kiba smile and Akamaru bark happily. Yeah it was, but we couldn't have pulled it off without you leading us Naruto. You're definitely the right choice as our captain, Kiba says confidently. That was a good plan, so I am in agreement, you make a good captain Naruto Taicho. Sai replies with an almost barely noticeable twitch in his lips. Not quite a smile but it was a smile for him, which was good enough for the others. Come on guys, we all played our part, and I'm proud to be leader of you too, Naruto replies while scratching the back of his head sheepishly. Let's just return to Anko-sensei, I can't wait to see the look on her face, he says and they all take off quickly, all thinking the same thing, even Sai. This is gonna be good. It was around 3 in the afternoon, and Anko was waiting in her favorite place in the village, the dango stand. Well, one of her favorite places in the village at least, her first favorite place being the Forest of Death. I wonder how Naruto is doing? Anko questions with a tint of pink on her cheeks. I don't know but I bet he is getting sweaty, he's probably glistening in the sunlight. She thought shamelessly as she had definitely admired his body before, and she saw others do it too. That annoyed her though, only her and the other girls she approved of would have him. Just then she smiled widely seeing the person she had on her mind enter through the entrance of the stand with the other 2 teammates at his sides, all of them smirking. Well, you guys are back pretty early. Do you have it? Anko asked and her grin widened seeing the increasing smirks on their faces. Sai then takes out the orange book out of his backpack and hands it to her. Great job, team. This is impressive as I meant to make this test really hard on you guys. I won't be having a weak team after all. I'm going to make you all legendary someday. It will make me look good. She says with a triumphant grin. You already look amazing, Anko-chan, Naruto whispers in her ear, making her blush a pretty heavy red. Gotcha, Anko-chan, Naruto thought happily to himself that he can affect her that way. Wow, I never would have thought that was coming, but I definitely like it. Anko thought to herself as she truly liked their interaction. Well, let's do our first mission since you guys finished early today, she says as she recovers, and she takes Kakashi's book and throws it in the air and shoots a fire jutsu at it, burning it instantly. Ha, I found you, now give me back my book and nobody gets hurt, Kakashi yells, appearing out of nowhere just a second too late. Sorry Kakashi, but that book is toast. I suggest you don't read them in public anymore, Anko says with a sadistic grin as she watches him fall to his knees. No, Kakashi screams and starts to cry, making the others just shake their heads in shame. It had been roughly 2 weeks since the team got together and passed their genin test. They have done around 15 D-rank missions, or should they say chores. There was one mission though, catching Tora the cat. That was the most annoying chore, even though they got the record for the fastest time finding it, and it seemed to like Naruto for some reason. Man, these are chores any normal person can do, so why are we doing them? Kiba complains, speaking the same thought on everyone's mind as right now they are on their way for another one. I agree with Kiba on this, these are not genin-worthy missions. The only hard thing we do is the torture that sensei calls training, Sai says as even he shudders at her torture. I'm not that bad, am I? Anko questions playfully to her genin team. Well, a little maybe, but I love all the jutsus you taught me, they are amazing, Naruto says with a grin. Plus, we're getting faster and stronger and stealthier at an insane rate with all the weights we're wearing. I couldn't have asked for a better sensei than you, Anko, Naruto says honestly. The snake woman smiles brightly at the praise he gives her. Thanks, Naruto, that means a lot to me. I actually like teaching you guys and I can't wait till you make a name for yourselves. They then enter the Hokage's office and wait for their torturous chores for the day. That is, until their sensei decides to help them out, feeling really happy that her training is being effective for them. Hello Team Naruto, are you ready for your D-rank for today? The Hokage asks calmly, while he is inwardly cracking up at their despaired looks they send him. Hello Hokage-sama, I think my team is ready for their first C-rank mission today, Anko says confidently while the genin smirk along with her, all happy to have a real mission. Irika, who is helping the Hokage today, decides to protest. But they are a fresh genin team, Anko-san, there is no way they are ready for a C-rank mission yet. He speaks louder than he would have liked and paled a bit when he realized who he just spoke to. Anko, starting to get mad at his comment, decides to do the thing she would normally do and let everyone know what was on her mind. What gives you the right to judge my team for me? I'm their sensei now, not you, and I sure as hell know they are much stronger than any fresh genin team in this village. She speaks back, unleashing a small amount of killing intent on him, not much but enough to make him sweat a bit. I believe she is right, Irika. Besides, you have seen Naruto's strength not too long ago, you should know he is strong. Alright, I have a C-rank for you, come and calls out, the Hokage says. Then some man enters the room with a bottle of sake in his hand. He has a goatee, and dark eyes, with a pointy hat on his head. He has a dark sleeveless v-neck on with a towel over it. He is wearing beige pants. Right now he seems to be studying them. Well, they look pretty good, I guess, especially the blonde kid. I'm Tazuna and I am a master bridge builder from Wave. That is where you will be taking me, the old man says as he takes another swig of sake. Alright, I'm their Jonin sensei Anko Mitarashi. The blonde is Naruto Uzumaki, the captain of the team. Then the one with the dog is Kiba Inuzuka, and the black-haired guy is Sai. Anko introduces them. Meet at the front gate in an hour and pack for a 2 to 3 week mission. Hi sensei, is all they say as they leave and head home to pack. Kiba gets home then head to pack, while his sister and mom see him and begin to get curious as to what he is doing. Hey Runt, got a mission? Hana asks her little brother. Grumbling a bit, he looks at his mom and sister and replies, Hi, a C-rank to Wave Country. Well, be careful and make sure to listen to your sensei. His mother tells him, knowing he can be a little reckless, and she worries about him, even if she is a bit rough. Hi Ka-san, I will listen to Anko-sensei and Naruto Taicho. He responds, surprising them at calling Naruto a captain. Captain Naruto, huh? How did Naruto-kun get Kiba to listen to him? Hana ponders to herself as she found it difficult to control her little brother. He's an alpha. Her mother says, shaking her out of her thoughts that she had noticed. That's why Kiba listens to him. Hana just smiles and nods, having faith that Kiba will be safe under Naruto's leadership. She also had faith that Naruto himself would be alright, as she still had to talk to him about her feelings for him. Naruto and Sai, living by themselves, just pack what is needed and head out. Sai goes to the front gate while Naruto heads to Ichiraku's to say goodbye. I am Chan, Naruto says until he stands and sees her and smiles his famous smile. I'm going on a C-rank mission today, so I will be gone for about 3 weeks. I just thought I would tell you. Thanks for telling me, Naruto-kun, and be sure to be careful and protect your friends, and then come back and tell us about it. Okay? She says while hugging him tightly as she worried for his safety, but she knew he would be strong. I will, I promise. Naruto says to her to calm her down as she seems really worried for him, which makes him very happy. Good luck, Naruto-kun, and be good while you're gone? Tsuchi says with a smile, but is also worried about him. Okay, I will, bye. Naruto says with a wave behind him. He then heads to Hinata's house to say goodbye. Shortly after telling a guard to go get her, she walks out, and when she sees him she smiles brightly. Naruto-kun, how are you? She asks as she hugs him and gives him a quick kiss. I'm good today, Hinata-chan. I just came to tell you I'm leaving the village today for a 2 to 3 week C-rank mission. Naruto says as they release from the hug. Oh, okay, Naruto-kun, be careful out there and maybe we could go get ramen together for a celebration for your first C-rank. She says with a small smile on her face. She is happy for him, but at the same time scared for him. Sure, Hinata-chan, and tell Shino and the others that I'm gone too. Bye. He says with one final kiss, and waves to her as he heads out to the front gates. Shortly later he arrives at the gate to see Tazuna, Kiba, Sai, and Enko waiting for him. I'm ready, team, how about you? He asks, making them all smile. I'm good, let's do this, Taicho. Kiba says with a grin. I'm fully prepared as well, Taicho. Sai says with a small, almost a noticeable smile. The team all worked with him in the 2 weeks they were together to get some emotions back, and it is working well. They all nodded to each other, ready for the mission and dangers ahead. On the road out of the village, the team is surrounding their client Tazuna. Kiba is up front so he and Akamaru can sniff out any enemies. Sai is on Tazuna's left side and Naruto is on his right side. Sai is right now using his mice that he drew from his scroll to scout around and give them a better fighting chance if anything is out there. Enko is following behind them all and is on high alert. All was normal, all was calm, nothing but the sounds of birds chirping, the wind blowing, and the old drunk sipping his alcohol. Why are we letting this guy drink like this again? Naruto thought with a deadpan look on his face but shook it off when he saw one of Sai's drawn mice return and scurry up his arm to reach his ear. It seems there is a suspicious puddle up ahead and it hasn't rained for days, probably genjutsu. He told the group calmly. Hey Kiba, do you smell anything? Naruto questioned and Kiba began sniffing carefully. Yeah, 2 scents coming from the same direction, they must have hidden under the puddle genjutsu. Not a very smart one either if it's a puddle in the middle of a hot, dry day when it hasn't rained in a week. Kiba replies with a small chuckle at the stupidity. Shinobi? Naruto questions quietly. This is a C-rank mission, there shouldn't be any enemy shinobi. I agree, Naruto, everyone stay sharp and calm. Enko orders and they all follow. Tazuna seems to be getting frightened and everyone can see it, making them narrow their eyes in suspicion. Walking another melee they all spot the puddle that is supposed to hide the enemy. They remain alert and heighten their senses, trying to feel even the slightest movements. As they pass by the puddle and are a few feet in front of it, 2 shinobi start to strike. One head shoulder length, wild dark brown hair and dark eyes. He wears a rebreather that covers the lower half of his face and a large, clawed gauntlet on his left arm which had a chain coming out of it that had the other end attached to his friend's own gauntlet. He has a camouflage suit with bandages around his waist, dark-colored, knee-length sandals and several pouches around his waist. He wears a Kirigakure headband with 2 horns on it. The other enemy looked a lot like the first except his hair was straighter. He also wore a camouflage suit with bandages around his waist, dark-colored, knee-length sandals and a ragged black cape. His Kirigakure headband had a single horn on it. They both charge at the person who they think is the strongest in the 4-person team. They chose Enko, but they didn't know that they made the wrong choice. Naruto, seeing them go for Enko, he issued some orders to the other people on the team. Sai, protect Tazuna. Kiba, go for the straight-haired one while I help Enko. Sai, use your ink jutsu to assist Kiba. He says as he sends chains into the ground to attack the wild hare. Gozu, you hear that? The blonde Gaki thinks this team can stop us. The shinobi that has 2 horns and wild hair says to the one that has straight hair and 1 horn. The one now identified as Gozu just looks at him and says, calm down Meizu, don't underestimate them. The straight-haired shinobi replies to the wild-haired shinobi. Meizu is rushing towards Enko quickly, but not as fast as her or Naruto's chains. Meizu tries to slash at Enko with his gauntlet on his left hand. The key word being tries. He looks to the resistance, and sees a crimson chain, and his eyes follow it down to the ground. He then jumps back as 3 more chains sprout up from behind him, almost piercing him. He then sees the blonde-haired kid not moving and smirking a bit in his direction. It must be that damn punk that's doing this, he thought angrily as he then avoids some snakes Enko shot out of her sleeves. Damn, this might actually be a bit of a challenge. Enko grinned sadistically while Naruto nodded a bit. The man starts to chuckle a bit, and says, you are no match for me, bitch. Big mistake. What did you say, you lousy excuse for a ninja? Naruto says eerily, while lowering his gravity seals but keeping his weights on. That was a stupid thing to say, now I might just have to hurt you. You hurt me, ha ha ha, don't make me laugh, punk. Meizu laughed crazily. Too bad it cost him. He stopped laughing really quick once he felt the same katana he was staring not too long ago stab into his leg. Ah, he screamed in pain. After Naruto left Kiba and Sai alone with Tazuna, the action really started to happen for them. Gozu charges straight at Sai and Tazuna at an extremely fast speed while Sai prepares his defenses. Choju Giga, Ranjishi, Super Beast imitating drawing Wild Lion, is the jutsu. Sai responds with making 5 ink lions to stop the attack on their client who is completely terrified. Kiba, seeing that he is ignored for a second, decides to jump into the fight. Eugene Bunshin, Man-Beast Clone, Gatsuga, Fong passing Fong. Kiba then does his signature move straight towards his enemy. Gozu attempts to jump to the side, but what he doesn't know is that there are two snakes made of ink coming out of the ground and attaching themselves to his feet. Shit is all he can think before Kiba and Akamaru barrel into him. Ha, that was easy. Then the person they had just defeated, poofed into a log. I just had to assume we had won, didn't I? Kiba thought before he was kicked to the side by Gozu. Thought you had me, huh? I'll admit, that was close but not close enough. Gozu replies as he walks towards Kiba, who is now laying against a tree in pain. Akamaru jumps in front of his master and prepares to attack. But their battle was halted once they heard a scream, and it wasn't Naruto or Anko. Gozu thinks worriedly as he looks in that direction. Now's my chance, Sai thought. Drawing on his scroll with his brush, he called on some more of his drawn creatures. 3 snakes jump out of the scroll at high speeds, faster than Gozu could react, and he was brought down. 1 snake around his arms, 1 around his legs, and 1 around his neck to choke him into unconsciousness. Back with Naruto, Anko, and Meizu, Naruto pulled out his sword from his victim and then jumped to Anko's side. Bastard, I'm gonna gut you for this, then the bridge builder, and then wave will be no more. Meizu snarled, slightly shocking Anko and Naruto, although they were happy that he gave up such information that easily. So that's who they're after. I'll have to have a chat with Tazuna. Anko thought, a bit annoyed at him. Well then, let's get on with it, she says, sounding uninterested while going through some hand signs. Sanaijushu, hidden shadow snake hands. The same snakes shoot out of her coat and begin to latch themselves onto the already injured Kirichunin. They then bite into his neck, arms, and legs as he was too hurt to move very far, and Naruto appears in front of him and punches him in the stomach, sending him the rest of the way into unconsciousness. Good work, Naruto, and thanks for coming to help me and for sticking up for me, Anko says with a smile and a pink tint to her cheeks. No problem, Anko-chan, I will always help you out. Naruto replies, adding emphasis on the chan, making her blush deepen. Should I mention the CRA, or wait until we get to Wave Country? I guess I'd better wait, we're on a mission after all. Naruto thinks to himself. Well, let's hurry back to the others, he says as he starts walking away. God, I think I love the blonde Gaki. He can make me blush so easily, and he really cares about me. He's nothing like the other guys who just want me to say they've had me. Anko thinks with a smile while trying to control her blush, but quickly follows Naruto as the mission is more important. Walking back to the others with a down Meizu, they see Kiba, who is injured, and the downed form of Gozu. Running over to Kiba to look for any fatal wounds. I'm fine, just a bit sore from a pretty powerful kick, he says to them as he gets up and limps over to the others. Well, Tazuna, I believe you have some explaining to do, Anko says with a mean look on her face, one that had him sweating. This one told us that he was after you in our little battle over there. Now why would some missing nin of Chunin level be after your head? Gulping, Tazuna replies, well, you see, there is a good explanation. A man named Gato has hired them to kill me. Why? Is the question, Naruto asks, a bit confused as he tried to put all the information he had of Wave into a solid theory. Wave is a poor nation right now, but it wasn't always like that. It used to thrive. One day a corrupt businessman started to take over our trading industry. With it he basically controls our land. He hires mercenaries to come and get as much taxes from us as he can. I have been building a bridge over the last year and a half. This bridge will connect us to land and more people can come and visit Wave again. More people means less control for him, and he doesn't want that. He wants to rule us with an iron fist. Tazuna explains, while clenching his fists in frustration. It's that bad, huh? Then why didn't you call for more experienced ninja? Kiba asks as he shakes off the pain he was in, not seeing why he only paid for a C-rank mission. Yeah, I find that to be questionable too. Sai adds in, and Naruto and Anko just look at each other, both having an idea of why. We couldn't afford anything higher than a C-rank mission. I had to go to a good amount people to even scrounge up enough for this one. Tazuna states sadly, I really need your help. I have a daughter and grandson at home waiting for me. I'm desperate. Naruto, the Crimson Chain Wielder. Well team, what do you want to do? Anko asks after receiving some more information on their mission. Stay with the mission or return home and leave him here. But if we do stay, we will probably run into a tougher opponent now that we beat these 2 Chunin. I think we can continue the mission. Our teamwork is outstanding and we can't let a whole country suffer and be taken over by some corrupt businessman. The needs of many far outweigh the needs of us, Naruto says, making them all smile and nod with his wise words, making them all admire him more. I'm with Taicho, where he goes I will follow. Kiba adds in confidently as he believed in his friend and brother in all but blood. I will agree, I'm with you, Taicho. Sai adds in, while Anko smiles and nods with them. Tazuna is relieved to see the blonde has agreed to help, seeing as he has the utmost amount of loyalty from the others. He is amazed at his leadership-like presence for one being so young. He is also surprised by his strength and speed, having seen how fast he was. Thank you all. I can't say how happy I am to have gone to the Leaf. I know I will be safe on my journey now, Tazuna says, letting a few tears fall as he really didn't think they would stay with him for the mission. There is no need to thank us, we are glad to help, Naruto says to the man kindly, while calling out his chains. Well, let's chain these guys up and then tie to a tree and tell the A and B where to find them. After tying them up they continue on their journey and about 20 minutes later they reach a lake that they need to cross. They soon see a boat and a driver though, that was waiting for them to get there. He looked very nervous but he was pulling through for the group. "This is the Konoha team you requested then?" he asked Tazuna as they get onto his boat. "Yeah, and they protected me perfectly from a couple of chunin. With them, I'm sure that I will be safe and we can finish this bridge and gain our freedom," he said confidently, which gave the boat driver some hope for the near future. "That is a huge bridge," Naruto thought as he lays his eyes on the massive bridge. "I wonder how this went unnoticed until now," he questions in his head as he and his team are sailing past it with the engine off as the driver didn't want to be spotted. "This is a great bridge," Enko said quietly as she knew they had to be quiet. "Thanks, I designed it myself and hired the men who broke their backs to make this bridge as fast as possible. It was allowed to be built for the most part fairly easily, but now that it is almost done, we are having more resistance from Gato," Tazuna said to them. The group of people make it over to the other end of the water, and say their thanks to the brave boat driver who brought them across. They then set out into the woods for the final trek to Tazuna's home. After a while Akamaru begins to bark and growl at a bush, causing Kiba to throw a kunai into them. Walking over cautiously, Naruto parts the bushes to see a white rabbit stuck to the tree by its ear. Akamaru said he smelled a person in this exact place. Kiba said while looking around as Enko examines the rabbit, and she knows that they should be brown in this time of year. Just then Kiba hears a sound of a flying blade coming towards them and yells, "Duck!" Hearing him they all jump to ground and pull Tazuna down with them, all of them except for Naruto, as he takes out his trusty katana and slams the giant blade off course. After it lands in the trunk of a tree a man lands on the handle of the blade and smirks down at them. "Zabuza Momochi," Enko says out with a bit of fear and a bit of excitement. Naruto's and Sai's eyes widen as they had read about Zabuza before and they knew he would be tough to beat. Zabuza is a tall and noticeably muscular man with pale skin, short spiky black hair, brown eyes, and small eyebrows. He is wearing bandages like a mask over the bottom half of his face. He wears his headband sideways on his head, exactly like Naruto. He is seen shirtless, with his chest only covered by a belt to which he attached his oversized broadsword called the Kabikura Bocho, wearing baggy pants with the striped pattern typical of Kirigakure, and wrist warmers extending up to his elbows, with matching leg warmers. There is no way anyone can be strong enough to knock that weapon to the side like that. This blonde kid is good, Zabuza thought from the handle of his blade, mildly impressed. Wow, who is that guy? He is definitely strong, handsome too. A hidden female figure thought about Naruto with a small blush on her masked face. She had long black hair with pale skin and large, dark brown eyes with a slender frame. She wore a standard Kirigakure pinstriped outfit which stopped at the knees. Over this was a green haori with white trimmings, and around her waist was a brown sash with a fringed trail wrapped around her waist twice. She also wore light brown platoon sandals with straps in the same color as her kimono, and nail polish on her fingernails and toenails a matching blue-green color. She also wore a hunter-neon mask on top of her forehead protector, which was white with thin, curved eye holes and a red wavy design in place of the mouth, as well as the Kirigakure symbol. "Guys on guard," Naruto says even if the team was already getting ready having seen him deflect the huge blade. "That was awesome, man," Kiba said in awe before becoming more serious. "Damn kid, I didn't expect anyone to be able to deflect my blade like that." "What's your name?" Zabuza asks calmly, not that worried about the little brat. "I'm Naruto Uzumaki," he states simply but smirks in pride at the man's eyes widening. "What are you doing here?" Naruto asks the demon of the mist. "I'm here for the old man. If you give him up, I won't have to kill one of the last known Uzumakis," he replies menacingly. "Team, protect the bridge builder," Enko says as she gets in a fighting stance. "I'll play with our little friend here." "Really, I don't think I know that much about you," Zabuza replies as he looks to her. "I hope you give me a good fight though," he says as he pulls his blade from the tree and jumps about 15 feet away from the team and onto a river that is ahead of them. Zabuza then does a strange hand sign and says Kirigakure no Jutsu, hiding and mist technique. "Shit, guys, stay together, and at all costs protect Tazuna," Naruto says as he knows this is a dangerous technique, having read about all high lever missing nin. Then Enko and Zabuza start releasing killing intent at high levels and Kiba is having a bit of a hard time breathing. Tazuna too. "This is ridiculous, how can sensei stand this? I think I'd rather kill myself," he thinks as he takes out a kunai. "Stay calm, Kiba, I'm right next to you and we will not die here. I will protect you with everything I have, that goes for you too Tazuna," Naruto says with full confidence to the two of them. Hearing this Kiba and Tazuna both feel better and have their confidence back. "Thanks Naruto Taicho, I needed that." "No problem, we are teammates after all, now let's just stay focused and we will make it out of this alive," Naruto replies back quietly. "Yep. I made a great choice going to the Leaf Village," Tazuna thinks while being only slightly worried as he watched ahead of him. After all, Enko and Zabuza were ready to attack at any minute. Zabuza begins speaking through the mist to intimidate them and he says, 8 places liver, lungs, spine, clavicle vein, neck vein, brain, heart, and kidneys, which one should I go after? Hearing this through the mist in that menacing tone didn't help the team or Tazuna at all. But Naruto's words from before had kept them calm and they were confident in their secondary leader. Enko should be able to handle this. but just in case Naruto Taisho could back her up. We will make it out of this fine, I just need to do as I'm told, Kiba thought while getting into their formation in front of Tazuna. Naruto then sprouted out 2 chains from each of his shoulder in front of Tazuna so he could react more quickly and deflect any incoming blows. Sai and Kiba are behind him on either side with their backs to them, trusting that Naruto will keep them safe while watching for attack from behind or the side. Tazuna is in the middle or the triangular formation crouching as best he can behind the blonde's chains. Enko is about 10 feet in front of them all and is holding 2 kunai and is ready for where Zabuza will attack from. Where is this bastard? I can't really hear anything, but if I were him, I would probably just her thoughts stopping at the end knowing where his first strike will be. Naruto. Team, watch out. Enko calls out in the mist as she quickly tries to reach them, but Zabuza had already appeared in front of the team. Gotcha. Zabuza says into Naruto's face with a grin, or at least what looks like it from under the mask of bandages. Too bad it disappears when he swings his sword down on Naruto, only to have it stop when Naruto's katana is in front of him, stopping the blade on a dime. I'm sorry, what was that you said before about having us? I seem to have misheard you or something, Naruto says while Tazuna, his teammates, and Enko smirk, even in their bad situation. Zabuza is not amused however and starts to push down harder, either not seeing the chains that are now shooting towards him or not caring that they are there. Shut up, Gaki. Zabuza says only to feel the chains pierce his chest, and he smirks. Instead of blood coming from the wounds, it's water. Miza Bunshin, Naruto thought frantically. Where is he then? Naruto then hears a faint sound approaching Enko. Enko, he's going for you, watch out. Shit, Enko curses and is kicked in the stomach and sent flying towards the water. Sanaijisha Enko calls out, sending her snakes from her sleeves and attaching them to some tress to stop, and then puts up her kunai to block Zabuza's massive blade. Not bad, girly, Zabuza taunts, but not good enough. Just as he smirks and jumps out of the way only for Enko to get hit with a water gunshot, meaning the Zabuza in front of her was a clone. Enko then went flying into the water and was swimming up to the top of the river, but the water was getting more dense. What is with this water? It's so dense I can hardly move, she thought in alarm. Suiro no Jutsu, water prison technique, Zabuza says to her, making her eyes widen. He then makes the Mizu Bunshin take the hold of the prison, while the mist starts dissipating. And oh, how could I get into this? Enko screams at herself in her frustration. Guys, you should take Tazuna and run away, I'll be fine. Enko calls out, trying to get them to stay safe. Sorry, but no can do, Enko. I sure as hell am not leaving you behind with no brows over here, Naruto says, making Enko's lips twitch in amusement, but Zabuza gets a tick on his head. What was that, you little bastard? Zabuza yells out angrily while everyone else laughs a bit. Just go, Naruto, lead Tazuna to safety. Enko calls out again, happy that he wants to protect her but scared as hell that he might die doing it. My mind's made up, I'm staying. Naruto responds defiantly, alright guys, this is gonna be a pretty good test of our teamwork, but we can do this. Naruto says confidently, I'm with you, Taisho. Kiba says, along with Sai nodding his head, making Naruto smile at their loyalty. Good, first things first, we free Enko. I'm going to use one of my Winjutsus to shake him up a bit. Sai, you make more of your drawings and engage, and Kiba stay back with Tazuna and only join in when you see an opening. Got it? Hi, they both say with Sai taking out his scroll. Naruto shoots to the tree using his chains to climb faster than running and prepares his jutsu. Going through the hand signs he shouts, Futon Senpumetsubu, wind release. Whirlwind destruction, he calls out and sends hurricane force winds down onto the Zabuza clone and the original. Shit, this wind power is unreal, the Zabuza clone thinks while trying to keep his hold on the water prison, but the winds are too strong and his power is weakening. He then spots some lions that seem to be made of ink coming towards the real him. Damn, maybe these guys are no joke. That guy is good, he leads and he inspires his teammates, and these winds are outrageous, the nearby masked girl says with awe and a rising blush on her face. Choji Giga, Super Beast Scroll, Sai calls out afterward, and the lions jump on Zabuza to distract him from Naruto, as he was making his way towards him. Zabuza is then thrown into the next clearing over, having lost his footing from the ink lion attack and the strong wind jutsu. Kiba then sees his opening and he sends Akamaru to finish off the weakened clone and free their sensei. Thanks Akamaru, and good work you guys. Enko says with a proud grin to her whole team before noticing Naruto was not there. Where's Naruto? She questions. Still fighting Zabuza, I think. He was thrown to the next clearing after my ink lions threw him off balance, and Taicho's jutsu came down on him. Sai responds, you two should protect Tazuna while I go search for them. Enko orders while taking off quickly as the two do what they were ordered. You alright, Tazuna-san? Kiba asks kindly as Akamaru and Sai come back to help him. Yeah, I'm doing fine thanks to you guys. Who knew that blonde would be that smart and powerful? I'm glad to have gone to the Leaf Village, that's for sure. Tazuna responds, making them smile at his words. What? You doubted us? Naruto is easily the strongest genin of the village. In fact, he should be higher level but chose to stay back with us in school. You're lucky to have him watching out for you. Kiba responds with a grin. I agree, he is a good leader and he is powerful. But don't forget about us, we are not pushovers either. Sai responds with a small grin. As well as in the weeks on the team, he has begun to regain his emotions to a small extent. Back with Naruto, He had moved to the ground while watching a slightly scratched up and bruised Zabuza. Give it up, no brows, this fight has gone on long enough. Let's just talk. I have nothing to say to you, brat. Zabuza says, going trough some more hand signs. Suetun, Daibakufu no Jutsu, water release, great waterfall technique, and a spiral of water appears around him as he sends it into the sky at Naruto. Too bad. Naruto says as he also goes through some hand signs. Futon, Kami Orosher, wind release, godly wind from the mountains, Naruto says as a wind spiral shoots from at the water spiral with incredible speed. As both attacks hit, the water stops dead in its tracks and explodes in all directions. It even throws Zabuza back into a tree with a good amount of force. What is this kid? He thinks as Naruto then runs at him, and kicks him in the stomach and elbows him in the head before he can recover. You should have accepted my offer to talk instead of fight. I would rather have not killed you. Naruto says as he readies his katana to strike the man down. As he begins his swing, he stops as 2 Saban needles fly out of the trees and hit Zabuza in the neck, making him go limp. Thank you for dealing with Zabuza. I have been hunting him for a while and I don't think I could have beaten him if you didn't wear him out. A feminine voice calls out and Naruto looks to his side to see what he thinks is a girl, but he couldn't tell as she had a mask. He had looked at the placement of the senbons, and could tell it was only a death-like state as he was trained to do the same thing. I think I'll let the go for now. Besides, I can sense Anko coming near. Naruto thinks to himself with a grin. That's alright, Hunter-chan. I don't think he is going anywhere for now. A blush forms on the girl's face, not that Naruto knew, and she was surprised that he could tell that she was a girl and also happy for the mask covering her blush. Well, I will take the body away now. Why am I blushing? It won't go away either. God, he is so handsome. She thought to herself in a bit of despair, knowing they were enemies. Not that Zabuza treated her very good anyway. Maybe I should mess with her a little. That sounds like fun. Naruto thinks, aren't you going to destroy the body now? As in right here, right now. She is mentally freaking out, but she is saved as the woman she saw came into the clearing. Naruto! Are you alright? Anko asks as she just missed the last part of the fight, but she saw most of it. She gets a little cautious seeing a Mist Hunter Nin standing by Zabuza's body. Who is this, and what happened? This is a Mist Hunter Nin. She threw Senbon needles into his neck after I had beat him. She is going to dispose of the body now, Naruto said with a smirk at the girl who right now is slightly freaking out. Sorry, but I have to go now, goodbye. She says, and she throws Senbon towards Anko out of nowhere as a distraction. Anko, who is not ready at all, can't get away on time, and she knows and Naruto knows. Anko! Naruto yells as he uses his wind element to speed himself up to take the hit and save Anko. He gets hit with 3 needles sticking out of his back. What? He jumped in front of that woman. Why? The girl with the mask asks herself as she feels scared that he did that for the woman and also worried that he might die. She is even a little jealous of the woman. She gets to spend a lot of time with the loyal, brave, and handsome blonde. On the outside, she just picked up Zabuza and his massive sword and turned to leave. He is a true ninja. I hope that we will not see you again. I'm sorry for what happened as well. Goodbye. She says, trying to force her body not to go and help the blonde, and she disappears with a shunshin with Zabuza. Naruto! Are you alright? Anko screams, trying not to completely start bawling as her eyes are already watering. Why did you do that? She asks her now unconscious blonde crush, seeing that he was alright and just unconscious. Naruto, why did you do that? I don't think those Senbon were going to be any vital hits on your sensei. Kyushi's voice calls out worriedly as he is now in his mindscape. I knew that, but still I wanted her to be safe, and if I can take the pain instead of her, then I'm going to do it. Naruto says, making Kyoshi love him even more as she knows for certain that he will do anything for his loved ones. You know, I love you so much, Naruto-kun, but could you please be more careful? You're going to be fine in a few hours though. Those Senbon pierce your back quite deeply and have hit some important nerve clusters in your back. Add the fact that you used a good amount of chakra in your jutsus, you're gonna be out like a light for a while. Kyoshi says to the blonde, I love you too, and that's fine, I needed the rest anyway. Plus, now we get to spend more time together now. Naruto says, making her blush like crazy with a beautiful and genuine smile on her face. Anko, tearing up slightly, smiles in happiness. I can't believe he would go that far for me. I love you, Naruto-kun. She thought to herself in happiness, knowing that he didn't want her to be hurt. She then starts heading back to the group after pulling out the Senbon, and watching in fascination as the holes heal up almost instantly. What happened to Taicho? Sai asks, seeing one of his friends in Anko's arms. He did it, he beat Zabuza. But a Hunter Nin had thrown Senbon into Zabuza's neck when Naruto was going to kill him. But we can talk later, she says to the worried boys. Hey, you old bastard, how far until we get to your house? Anko questions angrily, with a glare that scares Tazuna more than even Zabuza did. 30 minutes, I'm sorry for doing this to you guys. I promise I'll pay you back the right amount when the village starts to prosper again, he said with clear guilt in his tone. He started to like the blonde-haired kid, and to see him unconscious because of him was sad. Fine, let's just get him to a bed and we will finish the story when we get there. Naruto needs rest, Anko says, lowering her glare but still angry at Tazuna for lying to the Leaf Village. But she also understands where he is coming from. Just like Tazuna said, it took only about 30 minutes until they reached a small house. Tazuna goes up and knocks on the door. Tsunami, it's me and the ninja I hired to protect me. one is unconscious and needs a bed, he says loudly, and smiles when he hears footsteps running to the door. As the door opens, a beautiful woman with black hair that goes to the middle of her back comes out. She is wearing a pink shirt with a red collar and a blue skirt. She looks down at the boy in Anko's arms and quickly lets them in. Is he going to be alright? Come on in and put him in the guest room upstairs. I am Tsunami, by the way, she says while still staring at him with worry on her face and even a slight blush. Anko nods to her while moving in the direction she was going, not noticing the blush. Thanks, and he'll be fine, he just needs some rest. I'm Anko Midarashi, this is Kiba Inuzuka and Sai, she says as they head up the stairs. After putting Naruto in the guest room, everyone sits down at the table, while a boy that has spiky black hair and dark-colored eyes comes in. He is wearing green overalls with a yellow shirt and a simple pair of sandals. He is also wearing a blue and white striped hat. This is my son, Inari, Tsunami says to the team kindly. Alright, well I guess I can finish the story now, Anko says while everyone becomes curious, all except for Inari, who just goes up to Tazuna. It's good to see you again, Grandpa. I'm gonna go to my room now, Inari says. Don't you want to hear the story? That blonde-haired kid is incredible. I'm sure you would like to hear it. Making Tsunami even more curious about the handsome, young blonde. No thanks, they are just gonna die anyway, he says, shocking the ninja and making his mother and grandfather angry. Inari, how could you say something like that? Tsunami says to him with a scolding tone. That boy upstairs saved my life at the risk of his own. He could have just left me to die, but he chose to help me anyway. Tazuna adds angrily. Whatever, the boy says while going up the stairs. How could he say that about us and Naruto Taicho? What's his problem? Kiba asks, clenching his fists. A year ago, my husband Kaiser was the hero of our village. He helped out around here and everyone looked up to him like a hero. When Gato came, Kaiser stood up to him, but Gato didn't want any opposition, so he captured Kaiser. In front of the entire village he had Kaiser beaten and then executed, Tsunami explains while wiping the tears from her eyes. Inari has never been the same after that. I do not own Naruto, Naruto the Crimson Chain Wielder. The team was stunned to hear what had happened to this very nice family, and didn't know what to say after that. After a fairly awkward silence, Anko decides that it's time to tell her story about the fight. Let's get back to the fight. I had seen Naruto in front of Zabuza, who was on the water. Zabuza had done a pretty high-ranked water jutsu, the Suiten Daibakufu, water release great waterfall technique. Naruto, seeing the attack coming, prepares a wind jutsu that would be just as strong, the Futon Kami Oroshir Jutsu, wind release, godly wind from the mountains, Anko says, getting the undivided attention of the others in the room. The attacks collided and the wind beat the water and threw Zabuza into a tree. Naruto didn't give Zabuza any time to recover, and he kicked him in the stomach and elbowed him in the face. After that, he said some Saban came flying out from the trees and hit him in the neck, killing him. But it turns out it was a death-like state. He's not actually dead. The Hunter-nin was a fake and she threw Saban at me when I wasn't ready. But Naruto jumped in front of me and took the hit, knocking him out. She finishes, making Tazuna and the others smile at Naruto's bravery while they also worry that Zabuza is still out there. I haven't even talked to this guy yet, and he already reminds me of Kaiser-kun. Tsunami thinks to herself with a small blush, wanting to talk to the brave young man. What should we do now that Zabuza is still out there? Kiba asks, making the others look to Anko. Seeing this, Anko says, don't worry too much, we'll handle that when Naruto is up and able to move, which should be around dinner time or so, knowing him, which makes them feel better that he would be alright soon. Just give Naruto some time to rest, and when he's ready we can train for the fight. I'd say we have about 2 weeks until Zabuza is back to normal. How does Naruto have chains coming from his body? I never saw them or anything. Tsunami asked curiously, as they were also mentioned in the previous battle they were told about. It's a bloodline limit from the Uzumaki clan, that is simply called the chakra chain bloodline. Anko explains simply as she and the rest of the team finally get some rest. Waking up, Naruto opens his eyes to see the same woman that opened the door for the team, but being unconscious he hasn't met her yet. Looking into her beautiful dark eyes he asks, are you an angel? He then suddenly remembers that he's not dead and blushes in embarrassment. But not as much as Tsunami does. An angel, he thinks I'm beautiful, that's so sweet. No, I'm Tsunami, I'm Tazuna's daughter. She replies with a beautiful smile and a pink tint to her face. Oh, I'm Naruto Uzumaki, thank you for letting me and my teammates stay here, he says awkwardly while looking at her eyes. She has beautiful eyes. No need to thank me, Naruto-san, in fact thanks to you, my father came back safe and sound. I heard about your fight and I'm very grateful to you, she says, making him blush in embarrassment. He just smiles at her and rubs his head sheepishly, making the woman stare at his bare chest and blush harder. Dinner is ready, so I thought I could come and wake you up, plus I would like to thank you again. My father said that if you didn't come then the others wouldn't have either. He said that you inspired them to follow you. I think that's what makes the perfect leader, and I can't thank you enough, she says to him with a small bow. Please, no bowing to me, stand up. I find it kinda awkward when people bow to me. And I wasn't alone in helping, my teammates and my sensei were there just as much as I was, Naruto says, making her smile at how modest and kind he was. Well, come down and get some dinner. I hope you like it. I did the best I could so you could recover your strength, Tsunami said, but what she didn't say was that she cooked as good as she could to try and impress the young man. I'm sure I will enjoy it, thank you. He responds politely as he follows her lead down the hall. When both Tsunami and Naruto enter the kitchen, the whole table just lit up from seeing their friend walking in. Naruto-kun! Anko yells and glomps him but remembers that others are around and blushes. But while she was doing that, she misses the slight glare she gets from Tsunami. Whoa, what's going on between you two, huh, sensei? Kiba asks jokingly, while also snickering. Shut up, mutt, none of your business. Anko says a bit angrily, while still hugging Naruto as she is too happy to care that others are in the room. Hez Kiba's awkward laugh and reply, not wanting to make Anko angry, as he looks away from them. Seeing this, Anko smirks. That's right, mutt. Anyway, we should all start some training today, so let's go into the woods for it after dinner, she said, as they would be rested enough after that. Naruto, leave some clones behind at the house to protect the others while we go out, Anko said later as they left the house after dinner. Got it, is his reply as he does just that and follows them out the door, waving at Tsunami as she blushes a bit and waves back at him. He's so handsome, but am I too old? I don't know what to do, she thinks to herself. As the team gets out into the woods a bit, Anko stops and turns to them. Alright guys, this is a chakra control exercise that focuses completely on pure control. Take out a kunai and hold it in your hand. You must use your chakra to make the kunai stand up in your hand. Keep it perfectly still, she says while taking out a kunai and showing them what to do. ENBU are taught how to do this training to prevent any accidents. If you use too much chakra, the kunai will shake violently and shoot upwards. Using too little, the kunai would wobble a bit before falling back down. Understand? She says while the others look at her and nod. This is tricky and I have already taught you how to tree climb and water walk, so if you get this you will have your control down good. If you combine the other types of control training with this one, you will get even better. Like tree climbing and the kunai balancing at the same time. We will also be working on sticking to the trees and sparring for an hour to master the exercise completely. An hour of sparring on a tree, are you crazy or something? Kiba yells out at the crazy lady he has to call sensei. Want to make it 2 hours? She shoots back with an evil grin on her face, shutting him up really quick, and they all get ready to work. Good, and Naruto, I want to talk to you after training today, Anko says a little nervously, which Naruto picks up on. Alright Anko-sensei, I'll see you then, he says with a smile. Maybe I could tell her how I feel. He thought a bit nervously. I wonder if she will take it as well as Hinata-chan did. Yeah, see you then. Each member of the team took out a kunai and immediately got to work. All of the boys had about even control due to having used all the chakra control exercises. Alright guys, let's see who can do this the fastest. Losers have to buy the winner all the food he can eat when we get back home. Naruto challenges them to encourage them to do better. What? You could out-eat the entire village if you wanted to. Kiba complained loudly. What? Don't think you can beat me or something? Naruto shouts back with a cocky smirk, making Kiba snort and start his training. Whatever, deal. I'll definitely beat you though, so get ready to buy me some food you guys. Actually I think you meant that I was gonna win this little challenge and both of you will buy me food. Sai said back to the two guys. No way, I'm gonna win this one, just like I won the other ones. It was frickin' hilarious when I had you two idiots run into the woman's hot springs when you lost. Compared to that, buying me all I can eat is nothing. Naruto says with a laugh while his friends glare at him like he is the most horrible person on the planet, making him laugh even more. Bastard, we could have died doing that. Kiba yelled, only slightly angry while suppressing a shiver. Yeah, let's just get to work already, Naruto says as they all start to concentrate on the ANBU control exercise they were doing. Hours later we see the boys in the woods all leaning on their own tree barley, standing and panting like crazy. Well, everyone but Naruto, who is only a bit more winded than he usually would be. Alright, I'm out of chakra, how are you guys doing? Sai asks while taking a break. Me too, let's head back to the house. I think it's dinner time anyway. Kiba replies while heading off, praying that food is ready as he is starving. Fine, but I'm not all that tired. I guess I'll give you guys a fair chance though, let's go, Naruto says jokingly as they walk back to the house together. As they enter the house they all practically fall into their seats across from their sensei, making her smirk. Out of chakra already? How far are you guys at now? Anko asks them with a grin. I held the kunai up for a minute almost, Naruto says proudly as he had trained very hard to get his chakra control down right. I barely got mine to stop wobbling for like 25 seconds. Kiba says, groaning that he might lose another challenge. I got mine to stay still for about 30 seconds. Sai says, also not happy with the thought of losing the challenge? At least me and Kiba will be splitting it. Wow. Not bad guys, try to have that done in the next 3 days with holding it up for a half hour and then fighting on the tree for an hour for the rest of the time. Or maybe we could do the fighting on the water if you're done early, Anko says with her trademark grin on her face. Naruto, let's head outside real quick before dinner. Alright, let's go. As they get outside, Anko leads him out to the back to the dock behind the house and turns to him. How do I say this? She thinks nervously as she had never done this before in her life. I'm really glad that you saved me from taking that hit by those saman, she says with a nervous but still grateful smile, not really looking into his eyes. You're welcome, but I'm thinking that you have something else to say with the look you're giving me. Naruto says with a smile and hope in his eyes. I hope she's going to say she likes me. Well, I was just wondering why you would go that at for me. I like that you did, and it makes me happy, but I was really worried about you and I could have handled it, she says softly with a little blush. Well, she didn't say it directly, but I can tell she is feeling something for me, Naruto thinks happily. I really like you, Enko-chan, and I don't want to see you get hurt. I know you can handle pain, but I just didn't want you to get hurt if I could help it. Enko freezes while her heartbeat quickens. He said he liked me. Wait, did you say you liked me? She questions hopefully, almost thinking it was too good to be true. Yes, I would really like to date you, but I already have Hinata and she already agreed to it because she knows as the last of my clan I need to marry like 5 to 7 women. Are you okay with that? Naruto asks nervously while scratching the back of his head and looking away. He likes me, wow, this is great. But he does have to have a few other girls to marry. But as long as I'm one of them along with Hana and I'm okay with it. He will definitely treat us all equally. I really like you too, Naruto. I have for a long time. You have always been an inspiration to me with all you've been through, and yet you still stay strong and protect people. I have always really admired you for that. I also will be with you even knowing about the other women you will have to have. I know you will treat us equally. She ends with a huge smile, that Naruto loves to see as it's her genuine smile. Wow, she agreed, this day can't get any better. I will treat you all equally, I promise. I would love to take you out to dinner sometime when we get back to the village, sometime when you're free if you want. Naruto asks happily as he gives her a big hug and kisses her cheek, making her blush a pretty pink. I would love to, just come through the forest of death to my little hut anytime. I will. Now let's go get some dinner. And with that they head inside with huge smiles on their faces, thinking about how good they are feeling now. Back in the Hidden Leaf Village, Sakura is still out, and about spouting lies about Naruto being a demon and still being ignored. Hey, we should burn down his apartment. He's too dangerous to live here anyway. She shouts into a crowd of people with an evil smirk on her face, waiting for an answer. Come on people, this is gonna be great. He's dangerous and is only trying to be cool to steal me away from Sasuke-kun. She thinks as she truly is losing her sanity, and is only thinking about getting Sasuke. Will you give it up already, you stupid little girl? Yelled some random civilian women. If he was a demon then he would have slaughtered us all after we almost beat him to death. He's a good boy, with nothing but good intentions in his heart, and I am glad that he is here in the village protecting us, she said, getting some nods from the other women who were even blushing at the thought of the handsome boy. What? He is just using his demon powers to confuse you, screamed the pink-haired girl. Come on, he's just messing with you. If you don't believe me then I'll just leave. You're the one who's confused. Give it up, we will never harm him again, yelled another random civilian, this time a man in his late 30s who had never really hated the young boy. Fine, then I'll just leave the village, and I'll show you all that he is a true demon in human disguise. She screeched back at them and then just storms off. Yeah girl, whatever. Some younger teenage girls say as the crowd dispersed. I will get you for this, Naruto baka. I'm gonna find someone to help me get you, then the village will love me and I will get Sasuke-kun all to myself. She thinks as she is packing her things to leave, not even caring for her own parents. She only cares about ruining Naruto's reputation, which will hopefully get Sasuke to like her. Back with the team at the dinner table, they are all having a nice conversation, not knowing of the new traitor and possible threat to the village leaving. They are all having a good time until Inari screams at them, making everyone get quiet. Why are you even here? You are all acting so happy and having fun, while we suffer by that evil man Gato. Inari, don't yell at them, they are protecting us when they didn't need to, scolded Tsunami, as she was forever grateful for all they had done for them. Come on, you don't have to be afraid, we're gonna help you, Naruto says calmly. Shut up, you don't know anything about us, you don't know what suffering is. You probably have a nice big house with food and a family waiting for you, but Gato killed my dad and I have to go hungry sometimes. You wouldn't know what it's like at all. Inari shouts again, making Anko so angry that she wants to pummel the little kid into next year. The whole team is angry at him, having heard a little about his life and seeing some of it for themselves. They all knew that he didn't have a good life at all, and they all wanted to pummel the little kid. Too bad Anko beat them to the punch. How dare you say that to him, you little brat? He knows more suffering than all of us in this room combined, and that's saying a lot since I've had one messed up life. Anko yells back with a red face from anger, as she reaches for the kid only to be stopped by Naruto's hand gripping hers. She looks to see Naruto with his head down with his hair covering his eyes. He then pulls her hand down to his side and looks up, making all the people feel sad at seeing the pain in his eyes. A boy like him shouldn't have eyes like that at that age. What happened to him? Tsunami wonders as tears come to her eyes. What, his eyes? Inari thinks while regretting what he said. Maybe I was wrong about them. It must have been hard to live like he did. The others in the room thought sadly while waiting for their blonde captain and friend to speak. Have you ever felt so helplessly weak knowing that you just might not be strong enough to pull yourself back home at night? Have you ever been soaked in your own blood waiting for death, just wanting it all to end? He says softly, making the girls in the room burst into tears. Inari also starts to cry and the other guys have water in their eyes and their heads down in silence. Have you been beaten, stabbed, used for target practice, burned? Have you ever went without food for weeks on end eating only garbage and some small animals? Have you ever been glared by almost your entire village and not know why? Have you been called names by those same people all the time when you walk by? Have you been refused service to most places in the village, and when they actually let you in, you would be triple charged for broken things or rotten food? He speaks with a slightly more forceful tone. I have felt all of these things. I know what pain and suffering is much more than you do. I have grown up a hated orphan, so I don't know what it's like to lose a parent. I am sorry for your loss, but you have your older sister here, and your dad while I had nothing. Tsunami, despite the situation, blushes as the comment about being Inari's older sister. Well, I guess I'm not too old in his eyes then. Why does the thought make me feel so good? We are here to help you whether you want us to or not. He continues as he stands up from the table and heads towards the door, only to stop and turn his head behind him with a small sad smile on his face. No one will suffer like I did, is the last thing he says to the family and team of ninja as he leaves them to sit in silence. Is that all true? Tazuna asks after wiping his eyes. Yes, but that was mostly the watered-down version of his life. Enko says sadly, he has so many hidden scars on his body you couldn't count them all. He hides them under a genjutsu so no one can see them. I think he is ashamed by them, she says sadly while wiping her tears and leaving the room with all the horrified people in the dining room. Oh my god, it was worse than what he said. How could they do that to him? Tsunami asks while finally breaking down and sobbing uncontrollably. I never knew. Inari says while running to his room to think about what he did. I knew it was bad but never that bad. He gave us an even more watered-down version before, but it was nothing compared to this one. Kiba says sadly while Sai just remains silent. Naruto is now walking around outside where they were training earlier. I don't think I should have told him that and made all the others cry. Do you, Kyoshi-chan? He thinks to Kyoshi, who had heard what he said. He had to learn that some people always have it worse than others. If you didn't tell him, he would always have acted that way to anybody. I think you did the right thing, so just do some training to take your mind off of the argument. Kyoshi says back softly. Good idea, I always feel better after some training. Let's get this kunai balancing thing down already. Yeah, just focus and you should be able to hold it for a couple minutes. I heard about your bet, and I think you did a good job of motivating them. You could out-eat the entire village and still be hungry after all, so no one would want to pay that much. She giggles at that, trying to lighten the mood. I don't eat that much, just a little more than the average family of 3. He says back jokingly. Haha, alright, whatever you say, just get to work already. Kyoshi says to him. The next morning after Naruto's training there is a small building in the middle of the woods. I'm heading out to get you some herbs to heal up. I'll be back, Zabuza-sama. The young girl who saved Zabuza says to him as he is in bed. Fine, just hurry back and don't do anything stupid while you're gone, Haku. Zabuza says to her, not really caring for her life, just the fact that she could bring trouble to him. I will. Haku says with a conflicted look on her pretty face, not showing it to Zabuza. She couldn't stop thinking about her life ever since she met the handsome blonde boy. She feels that she could find something better than a cold and uncaring master who makes her do things that she really doesn't want to do. Walking through the woods, Haku goes to a spot where the herbs could be, dressed in a pink kimono while carrying a basket for the herbs and with her hair down. Suddenly she sees someone laying in the grass nearby the herbs she needs and she looks closer. It looks like that handsome boy who fought and beat Zabuza-sama somehow. I really don't want to hurt him though, Haku thinks to herself as she walks over slowly trying not to wake the boy up. What she didn't know is that he knew that she was there but he didn't want to scare her. This is interesting, I wonder what she'll do and who she is. Naruto questions while keeping his eyes closed, tensing his muscles to move at any second just in case. She stops next to him and is reaching towards him to shake his shoulder. Hey, get up. You'll catch a cold if you sleep here. She says kindly with a genuine smile on her face. Slightly stirring from his sleep, Naruto stretches and rubs the sleep from his eyes. Oh, hello Tenchi-chan, Naruto says with a smile, making her blush like crazy from his compliment, and more from his smile. God, he is so handsome with that smile, and he called me an angel, how sweet, she thinking to herself. Trying to control her blush she stutters out, my name is Haku, what is yours? Naruto Uzumaki, nice to meet you Haku-chan, what are you doing here so early? Naruto questions innocently. I'm picking herbs for my friend, he has been injured recently, and is healing up. But I think I should be asking you that question, Haku asks with a light giggle, trying not to seem threatening to him. I was training, I must have fallen asleep before I went back to my client's house. Naruto says back to the girl, training? Are you a ninja then? Yep, I'm a ninja alright. He said, proudly, making the girl giggle again. So do you want some help picking your herbs? Sure, thank you. Why were you training out here anyway? You seem pretty strong already. Haku asks and blushes some more when she remembers his skill and charisma. I'm pretty strong I guess, but I want to be even stronger. Why? Do you have some precious people to protect? Haku asks. I think when someone has precious people to protect, that makes them truly strong. Though Zabuza helped me, I can't say that I really find him all that precious to me. She thinks sadly as she was only really indebted to the man. Naruto then goes into his patented thinking pose, making the girl giggle to herself even more, while holding herself to the ground so she doesn't glomp him. I do have precious people and I would give my life in an instant to protect them. I wouldn't be half as strong as I am now without them, he says confidently, making Haku's smile widen. Good, then you'll be very strong in the future, she says honestly as she starts walking away. Well, it was nice meeting a pretty girl like you, Haku-chan. I really wish you would not fight for Zabuza though, he says as he could fit the pieces together, which makes the girl freeze. How did he know I'm working for Zabuza-sama? She tenses her muscles to run as fast as she can. How did you know that? I'm not going to hurt you, Haku-chan. I just want you to live the life that you deserve and want. I knew you were working for him by the way you act. You have the grace of a ninja, added to the fact that you have the same hair, and are the same size as the other person I saw. I would rather have you as an ally rather than enemy, he says calmly and truthfully. I don't sense any lies from him, and it would be nice to get to know him better, Haku thought with a small blush. Alright, I'll have to think about this, she says calmly, but her mind is really going inside out right about now. It was nice meeting you, Naruto-kun, she says and starts moving, but she remembered what she just said and freezes, hoping he didn't catch the kun suffix. Kun? He questions with a mischievous grin which makes her blush harder. I could get used to that. Well, that was fun, I can't wait to see him again. I just hope we don't have to fight, Haku thought to herself as she wandered back to her master while thinking about her future. What if Naruto unlocks chakra chains and wave? And thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoy this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel, and leave a like if you guys need the next part. Comment down, and thanks for watching the video, and see you guys in the next video.